State Champs Game Time Live is delivered by Hungry Howie's Pizza. And also presented by Lawrence Technological University, the Construction Association of Michigan, Legacy Partners Insurance, the Sam Bernstein Law Firm, and the Michigan High School Athletic Association.
Welcome into Game Time Live for one of the biggest rivalries in the entire state. My name is Ryan Slocum alongside Grant Perry, and we've got a good one going on, Grant. 6-1 against 6-1. Brighton hosting arch rival Howell. The KLAA West title is on the line, as is the Little Brown Jug. I think you know a little something about that. Tell us about Howell, though. They were 11-1 last year. Here they are in position again to win another division title.
Yeah, they do one thing very, very well, and it's running the football. They play hard-nosed football, and they do it at a high level. Led by quarterback Preston Barb. You'll see him hand that ball up, but also get involved in the run game. Also look out for Bryce Kish, their leading tailback. He's a guy that's going to run the ball, but also run through guys tonight.
And how about Brighton? They lost not only the game, but their quarterback in week 1, no problem. They have rattled off 5 straight games, and they have a bunch of super sophomores getting it done.
Yeah, they do. And usually you see teams in their age, you see some sophomores, you're like, well, they're not very experienced. Well, these sophomores have played a lot of football, and they're really good at what they do. Look for Dom Noss, the running back, super sophomore, over 1,200 yards. Look for him to lead the way today for Brighton to have a chance in this game.
If you like running, you're going to see a whole lot of it tonight. A group on one side and one single guy getting it done on the other. We'll have the kickoff coming up right after this.
What's more authentic than a Hungry Howie's Detroit-style pizza? Nothing. We're not playing around with the pizza of our birthplace. Thick crust, cheese to the edge, sauce on the top. Where it belongs. We've seen a lot of fakes out there. Not here. This is authentic Detroit-style pizza. Order yours now online for $12.99. We sauce the top and rep for the 313 everywhere. We do bold. Hungry Howie's.
This is Detroit Lions coach Dan Campbell, and this is attorney Mark Bernstein. Both of these men are respected, but only one of them can get you money after an accident.
That's the Bernstein advantage.
1-800-CALL-SAM.
From our very first breath, curiosity is why we question everything through barrages of whys and how comes. It now needs the tools to will its vision into existence. Tools that will forever allow curiosity to obscure the line between technology and magic. Be curious. Make magic. Lawrence Technological University.
I'm Dave Peabody with Legacy Partners Insurance. In Metro Detroit, we've seen it all. Ice storms in May, orange construction barrels year-round. Somehow, it always works out. Detroit doesn't just get through it, we get through it together. And at Legacy Partners, we've been with you for generations. Auto, home, business, life. We keep it simple. No unnecessary runaround, no robotic hold music. We're right here protecting what matters. Legacy Partners. Detroit strong, insurance smart.
Every high school sporting event in the state of Michigan has one thing in common: officials. Every game, every meet, every match. Without officials, there'd be no touchdowns, no three-pointers, no face-offs. Without officials, there'd be no games. Officiating is a great way to give back to your community and stay involved with the sports you love. And officials are needed now more than ever, because without officials, it's just practice.
I'm working right now, and so is Sam Bernstein Law. They're open right now. You know why? Because they work as hard as me to win. Don't wait until tomorrow to get the help you need today. Open 24/7. That's the Bernstein advantage. Open right now. Call Sam.
If playing college sports is your dream, don't wait for a college coach to find you. Recruit yourself. At Lawrence Tech, we're looking for student athletes. LTU competes in the NAIA with 24 varsity sports and athletic scholarships. Explore new degree programs like sport management, where sports meets cutting-edge education. Visit LTURecruitYourself.com and just fill out the questionnaire. It's that easy. Lawrence Technological University. Be curious. Make magic.
State Champs Game Time Live is delivered by Hungry Howie's Pizza.
All right, let's get ready for some football. The KLAA West title is on the line. And we'll have kickoff for you coming up right now. Ryan Slocum alongside Grant Perry. Let's send it down to the third member of our team, Patty Cesarini.
Ryan, this game here tonight decides who's going to be playing for a KLAA League championship. Now, if Howell wins, there's going to be a 3-way tie for first place in the division. But because they are leading right now in the playoff points, they'll get put through to that championship game. Now, Brighton will the division outright, and then they'll also obviously get pushed onto that championship game. For the champ, well, Coach has told me that this game's fired up. He said this January, February work is all about to play in championship game. We're right back where we want to be. Now, this game is also for the Little Brown Jug, and Coach Lemons, he told me that our Brown Jug more than any, and they're willing to do anything for it. It doesn't compare to a division title or a championship. They want their sticker on that Brown Jug. Back up to you guys.
Hey, Grant, you played for a different Little Brown Jug, the one that's been around over 100 years back in the day. Talk a little bit about what Patty just said. Yeah, we want a division title, but we really want our sticker on that jug.
Yeah, and when you have a rivalry game and you have two teams that are battling over a trophy, it adds a little bit of a hey, we have to, at the beginning of the year, we set our focus on the Brown Jug, right? Or whatever trophy you're fighting for. Here tonight, it's the Brown Jug. And like you said, Ryan, I had the opportunity to fight for trophies in college, and it adds a little bit of motivation at the beginning of the year. And especially if you're the team that had lost prior, the main goal is to bring the jug back home. And that's going to be the goal here tonight.
I've always wondered, Grant, does that thing smell, the Little Brown Jug, Michigan, Minnesota? I mean, how long? That thing's like 125 years old. Is it stink?
You know, that's a great question. A lot of hands have touched it. It's passed right from school to school over the years. But I can't say whether it smelled or not. I can tell you it's pretty heavy, though.
Well, here we go. It is Brighton, the home team, kicking off to Howell. Little pooch kick brought in at the 30. And that is where the Highlanders will begin their offensive possession. As we told you at the top, both teams coming in at 6-1, Grant.
Yes, here, and you're going to see number 10, Preston Barb. He's their quarterback leading the way. And another name, watch out for Brody Stack. They don't throw the football a lot, but Brody Stack is going to be heavily involved in the run game. And then one more name, Bryce Kish, number 22. He's their lead back, sets the tone for them on offense. Look for him to lead the day in the backfield for the Highlanders.
Well, and as you said, they don't throw the ball very much. No, they don't at all. Just 20 passes thrown by the Highlanders this year. We'll see how many of those they have in this game. Handoff goes to Kish. That's what he does. Good pickup on first down.
And Kish, man, he's a big body. He's a bigger type of running back, so they're going to have to tackle, and it starts today here at the middle of the defense with linebacker Brady Shannon and Josh Tarp. Those guys are going to have a busy day today blocking and tackling this backfield of Howell. Not only will Kish get the football, but along with Kish, you're going to see Christian Farron and Jack Ondick.
Kish is the leading rusher. He got it on first down. Here they come again. That's going to be a pickup of first down. Once again, Howell doing what they do, moving the ball, and that was Christian Farron.
I had a chance to talk with Coach Brian Lewis, head coach for Howell, before the game, and talking with him, I said, "Hey, Coach, over or under 5 passes today?" And he said, game dependent, but probably under. And you're seeing why here. They have a stable of running backs, and they do what Howell does. Howell wants to run the football. They want to establish the line of scrimmage. You're going to see that here early on.
And we have seen it so far, 3 plays into this game, another first down for the Highlanders. They are approaching midfield. Handoff goes to Kish, and he's going to take it near that 50-yard line.
And they're going to be happy with that. 5 yards a pop. If you do the math, if you get 4 to 5 yards a pop, you're going to score by the end of your drive. Just a matter of win. And right now, they're just taking a cloud of dust and they're moving with it. Bryce Kish, you can see right here. Look at the height of difference between that, the defense and those guys. Kish is doing a great job there, being that tall running back and just a guy that gets it done for him.
It'll be 2nd and 5. Howell comes in just under 2,000 rush yards on the year, just 128 yards through the air. Another handoff up the gut, this time got some room, and it's another first down, and they are over into Bulldogs territory.
And right there, Jack Gondik, this fullback sophomore. Great story on him, and I'm sure Patty's going to touch on it, but there's a lot of sophomores on this field tonight, and he's one of those guys that said, hey, early on, I know I can play with these older guys, and he showed to Coach Brian Lewis that exact type of energy. And Brian Lewis, what did he do? He gave him some more reps, and that's why you see him in here today.
Well, and he earned his reps after that loss to Northville. He said, I want to see the field more, did some one-on-one action. He won those battles, and now you're seeing him out there on the field right now. Jack Gondik, number 26. Here's another run. This time breaks free. Going to be a pickup of 8 around the right side.
Boy, oh boy, did you see that stiff arm there, Ryan? That was what we call using the weapon. He gets to the perimeter, really good job. They're running off tackle, and if the lane or the hole isn't there, Kish just does what any running back would do, bounces it outside, and then he's met there by Jaden Bird. Actually, that's Jaden Sipanier right here. And watch, it's going to get to the perimeter. You're going to see the safety try to make a tackle here, but not before that big stiff arm gets in the way. And you see right there, Kish is going to be running all day today.
Here he is one more time. Probably the shortest gain we've seen so far today. That'll bring up 3rd down for the first time, but just about 1 yard to go.
And if you're Brighton today, you have to emphasize these short yardage situations. You've been giving up some yards here on 1st and 2nd down, but if you can start winning the 3rd down battle, you really put Howell into a position in which they're not comfortable with. Like we said, Ryan, they don't want to throw the football. So if you can find a way to get them in 3rd down and long, that's where Brighton's defense will find success.
So here they come, 8:45 to play in the first. Handoff again. Going to be right there at the line. Looks like they are going to get the first. Short gain. We'll see where they mark it exactly.
Yeah, that one's going to be close, Ryan. I think Josh Trapp, the middle linebacker, got in there and really laid the wood. We'll see here where they get the spot.
And they do mark it. Yep, so just gained enough. Didn't need to bring the sticks out. Will be a new set of downs one more time for Howell. We told you this is what they do. They keep that clock moving. And we are now down to 8:30, and we do get a stoppage. Nope, towel just out there. So the clock's still moving now. Here comes Howell again. They've got the ball at the 31, looking to score here on the opening possession. Handoff up the middle again. Lots of room all the way down to the 20. Another big-time pickup. You know what they're going to do, Grant, and you can't stop them.
That's the thing. I mean, it's a mindset. It's hey, we know we're going to run the football. Can you stop us? And right now, Brighton and Bulldogs don't have an answer. I love what they're doing offensively, the Howell Highlanders. It's attack outside, perimeter run, and then you see on this last play, it's quick inside hitter, right? You run west and east, get those guys tired moving laterally, and then you hit them in the middle, and you see what it did. It penetrated the defense. And you see Brighton, they're trying to come down with a 5-down lineman front here, but it's just not quite being effective versus the run.
That was the big tight end, Brody Stack, that time. Now here we go to the outside. That's going to be a score. Touchdown. Big time run. Christian Green, he's in there. Excuse me. That was Christian Farron, I do believe. Not Christian Green. We got the Christians mixed up. What they didn't get mixed up is the 6 on the scoreboard.
And that was a heck of a run. When we catch that replay, you're going to see just an off-tackle run, 2 fullbacks leading the way, and the thing separates like the Red Sea. Really good execution by the Highlanders.
8th touchdown of the year for Farron. Haven't said his name too many times yet. It's been Kish getting it done. This time Farron gets outside and in for a 20-yard touchdown. His 8th of the year. The junior came in with nearly 500 yards on the ground this season.
And that's the thing. They got a stable of guys. Not only can Bryce Kish beat you, but then you hand it off to Christian Farron, and you see that he's got some wheels and ability to get to the end zone.
The kick is up, and the kick is through with 7:28 to play here in the first quarter. It's Howell marching down the field on the opening possession and taking the lead.
Kev, hold it right at the start here. So this guy's going to block out, and we're blocking down, and then these two guys are coming through. Kev, let it roll, and it runs perfectly here. They get exactly what they want, and then they get one-on-one with that third level. Out, down, boom, blocked perfectly. And when you get your running back on a third element, a third-level defender, that being a cornerback or a safety, you're exactly where you want to be right there. Great play, great drive by the Howell Highlanders.
Hey, Hungry Howie's is a great partner of the State Champ Network, Mr. Football, and Anvil Awards this year. Hungry Howie's, famous for flavor. Order your pizza at hungryhowies.com. So we wonder what the over-under would be after one possession, Grant. 0 passes. Howell just marching down the field
just doing
and
exactly
punching it into the end zone. The biggest play of the drive came on that touchdown. And now they'll kick it off to the Bulldogs, the home team. Touching the ball for the first time. This one goes into the end zone, so it will be a touchback. You know, we talked about the stable of running backs for Howell. Brighton, the exact opposite. They got one dude that gets it done.
Yes, and that's Dom Noss right here. Let me try to find this guy right here. Number 3, he's their lead back, sophomore, but he's got well over 1,200 yards. And this team may throw a little bit more, so watch out for J-Mo Parcell. Their quarterback right here, number 7, Dom DeGusta. He is actually stepping in for their starting quarterback who got injured week 1. He's doing a really good job. Only a sophomore, has some growing to do, into his shoes. But they said mental-wise, he is all over it, knows the playbook in and out. So look for him to make some plays today for this Brighton offense.
And they've shown it since he's taken over. Rattled off 5 straight wins since that opening week loss to Dexter. This one up the gut, nothing doing.
There we go. And number 0 in on that tackle, Braden Smith, senior defensive end, a guy to watch out for. But a couple other names too. Number 7, Brody Stack, committed to go play at Davenport, defensive end on this defense. And Drew Lynn, this guy, he's making a lot of plays along with this other safety, Mark Flynn. Watch out for those guys in the back end when Brighton does decide to throw the football.
Mentioned the sophomores on this team. Brighton has 10 sophomores on the roster. 8 of them see a whole lot of playing time. And you mentioned their names. We'll be calling them out all night long. Man in motion. Ball goes to him. That's Braden Platt. Tries to get to the outside. Can't quite get there.
Good job there by Brady. Just trying to, trusting the blocks as far as they can go. And, when there's not much yards, you just got to keep going and trusting your blockers right there. Bryce Kish, though, was the reason that he was not able to step up and cut that thing up. Bryce Kish playing that defensive end linebacker spot, was able to set the edge and really just bubble that thing out to the sideline, to that extra defender, if you will. And right here, Brighton faced with a 3rd down and 5 in their own area.
Need to get to the 30 on the opening possession. Let's see what DeGusta has in him. He'll throw. Got a man out there, gets it to him. That will be a 1st down. Good job throwing it right at the stick.
And number 0, Dylan Edgeworth, the tight end, doing a great job. A big body target, a guy that, DeGusta isn't the tallest quarterback, but when you got a receiver like number 0, 6'5", you can go ahead and find him pretty easily. A nice shallow out route versus the linebacker, gets the coverage and the leverage they want, and a completion and a conversion that they needed.
Well, Grant, how about these tight ends? You mentioned it, 6'6" and 6'5". They're going to be playing some college ball. Brady Shelton at Eastern Michigan. We'll see what happens here. A little quick hitter, still on his feet. And finally brought down. And then you mentioned Edgeworth. He's going to go to Grand Valley, 6'6", 225. Huge targets for DeGusta.
Yes, and they're going to have to be active today. Right there, they get the receiver involved. 2-way player on this team. That's Jaden Sipanakner. And good catch. Good catch first. The linebacker able to make a guy miss and then get up in north and south. So you see Brighton with a little bit of diversification. Tight ends getting involved, running backs along with receivers here.
So now brings up 2nd and 3. 5 minutes to play in the first quarter. Brighton on their first possession. Handoff up the gut. He bounces off a man, picks up the 1st down, and a little bit more. Gets all the way to the 45.
And that's Dom Noss, the sophomore, man. And you can see right there, look at this guy. I mean, you can just tell, strong lower body, runs through contact, has great contact balance. You saw it on that last rep right there.
When looking for the tools that will turn your curiosity to magic, look no further than Lawrence Technological University. Go to ltu.edu for more information. Lawrence Technological University. Be curious and make magic. 4:20 to play here. Brighton with a new set of downs again, nearing midfield. They've got it at the 44. Going to go back to the air, and it is nearly picked off in and out of the hands.
Drew Lynn, man. We mentioned him. We said, hey, when they go to the air, watch out for Drew Lynn. He plays the safety, but he's rotated down playing in that alley spot. And right there, Dom DeGussa just couldn't quite see through to his receiver, throws the ball out there in the weak side, and boy, did they get lucky. Drew Lynn had both hands on it. And the reason I think he probably dropped it, Ryan, he saw 6 the other way.
Yeah, he sure did. He saw nothing but daylight. Hey, let's head down to Patty Cesarini. 2nd down and 10. Maybe a Dom Noss play, Patty. Yeah, Patty, and Jack Spencer was not impressed by everything that she just said about Dom. Great tackle there for a loss of yardage.
Yeah, really good tackle, and that play was a counter play, and sometimes on counter, the element that you really have to seal is the backside. The backside wasn't sealed. It forced the running back to keep flowing outside, and the cornerback, Jack Spencer, with a great low tackle.
So here we go, 3rd and 9 now. Ball at the 45. They got to get to the other side. Here comes DeGusta. Over the middle, too high. Going for one of those big tight ends, Brady Shelton. We'll see what they have to do here at the 45, whether this is 4-down territory or they're kicking it away.
Yeah, and you see what Brighton's plan of attack there was. They're getting a safety in the middle of the field, so where are their weaknesses on the defense? Up the seams, and you got 2 6'5", 6'6" tight ends. So go ahead and try to attack the seams up there, and they do just that. But great coverage by the linebacker, number 34, Wilson Zilmich. Basically blanketed Brady Shelton there, not allowing much room for that throw.
Speaking of punting, you mentioned Wilson. Wilson does that. He plays the linebacker, also kicks field goals. He punts. This punt just gets away. Going to take a bite and Brighton bounce. That's tough to say. And it goes inside the 30-yard line, and that is where the Highlanders will take over for their 2nd possession of the game.
We saw how that first possession went, man. It was fierce and physical.
Well, there's always help wanted when it comes to high school game officials. Every year, over 1,000 new officials are needed. Officiating is a great way to stay in shape, stay close to the game, and so much more. You can log on to MHSAA.com for more information. Well, we know what Howell's going to do here, Grant. It worked the first time. Yep. It's worked all season long. Here they come again. This run up the middle, and it's the guy that did it last time. Christian Farron still on his feet. Huge pickup.
And we've talked about the vision, the power out of these running backs. I mean, we saw the breakaway speed from Farron on that last touchdown run, but right here, watch the vision and the cutback ability. It's a run coming this way, but watch him cut back to the backside where there's nobody available. Really good block, and they get everything sealed from the left, which opens up that right alley. And he hits the hole, and a really good job by number 11, C.J. Sageman, with a touchdown saving tackle.
They're going to mark him down at the 45, and that is where Howell will go back to work. Again, up the middle, little dive, pickup of about 3 that time.
And, I mean, the Highlanders are happy with that 3-yard gain. As long as it's moving forward, as long as they're staying ahead of the chains, their operation, their offense is exactly where they need it to be. They're a run first, and then you'll see maybe 2 or 3 passes a game. But when they establish that line of scrimmage, man, it becomes bully football. And you're going to have to match that energy defensively to really try to get them off the field, because right now they're rolling.
Christian Farron picked up about 50 yards and a touchdown on 2 carries. That time it was Kish with a little dive over the middle, setting up 2nd and 7. They go up the middle again. This time, good job just to gain a 2 to about the 40-yard line.
You see that Brighton, they're stacking 5 guys on the line of scrimmage. They got 4 linebackers that are playing very low. So their shell of their defense is correct, but the push up front from Howell, from Mason Schumacher, the left tackle, from Landon Joyner, the left guard, and Nate Rogowski, the center. They're doing a great job owning and establishing that line of scrimmage.
3rd down, 4 to go. They hand it to Kish. He picks up the 1st down, and more. Another 5 tacked onto that. He's to the 30, and the Highlanders are still rolling.
And this O-line, I mean, there's 4 seniors and there's 1 junior. Brendan McLaren did a great job of sealing down on that block. Power coming off tackle. And then number 26, the fullback, the sophomore, Jack Gondike, with a great head-on block on that corner, which allowed Bryce Kish to run up through that hole for a few extra yards.
52nd all-time meeting between these two rivals. Brighton leads the all-time series 27-24. Howell trying to cut into that all-time lead. It's Kish again. He's still fighting down to the 26. Under a minute to play now. As always, when the Highlanders have the ball, that clock keeps moving. 30 seconds to play in the opening quarter.
You see number 13 right there, and you say, well, 13 is usually a skill number. He's a tight end, but he's a big fella. That's Jackson Paul. And these tight ends on this Howell team are essentially 6 linemen. They're the 6 linemen on the line of scrimmage, and they're just blocking their tails off.
And that's why they're tough to stop. Kish again. Short gain this time. He's going to be down at about the 24-yard line, and that will be the final play of the opening period. After a couple of possessions, it's Howell with a 7-0 lead. We'll see if they can add to it when we come back for quarter number 2 right after this.
What's more authentic than a Hungry Howie's Detroit-style pizza? Nothing. We're not playing around with the pizza of our birthplace. Thick crust, cheese to the edge, sauce on the top. Where it belongs. We've seen a lot of fakes out there. Not here. This is authentic Detroit-style pizza. Order yours now online for $12.99. We sauce the top and rep for the 313 everywhere. We do bold. Hungry Howie's.
Hi, I'm Dave Peabody with Legacy Partners Insurance. We've insured just about everything in Metro Detroit. Yeah, we've seen some things. Whether you have hundreds of employees or just your cousin in the back doing everything, we'll build a policy that fits. Property, liability, benefits, we'll even cover you in case your cousin opens that email that he really shouldn't have. We build insurance policies for real life. If you have equipment, employees, or just a really chaotic Tuesday, we've got the right coverage for you. Legacy Partners. Detroit businesses trust us. You can too.
If playing college sports is your dream, don't wait for a college coach to find you. Recruit yourself. At Lawrence Tech, we're looking for student athletes. LTU competes in the NAIA with 24 varsity sports and athletic scholarships. Explore new degree programs like sport management, where sports meets cutting-edge education. Visit LTURecruitYourself.com and just fill out the questionnaire. It's that easy. Lawrence Technological University. Be curious. Make magic.
Welcome back to Game Time Live here on the State Champs Sports Network. Ryan Slocum and Grant Perry with you for the KLAA West Championship game. And we have a 7-0 lead as we are about to kick off the second quarter. Let's head down to the third member of our team, Patty Cesarini.
Thanks, Ryan. The Highlanders' only loss this season is to Northville, and it was a very redefining moment for this team. Now remember, they're coming off of an 11-win season, so losing is quite a foreign concept to the Highlanders. But what it did is it allowed the captains to go back into practice, crank up the intensity, led to a ton of competitiveness, a ton of growth. Coach Lewis said that it allowed us to reestablish how we got to where we are and back to our roots of who we want to be at Howell football, and that's tough and it's competitive. Overall, he was very pleased with the way that his team responded and their willingness to just go back into practice and really roll up their sleeves. The last thing he told me is that we're trying to build the 2025 Highlanders, not the 2024 carryovers. Back up to you guys.
Appreciate that, Patty. That was going to be a false start right there, so Howell will get backed up here on third down. Grant, we did that game last year, and it was a shocking game. 11-0 Howell. A lot of people have the state title written down for them, and Hudsonville came in and popped them, and then went all the way to the state title game in Division I. But you mentioned it, or Patty mentioned it, this team looking for its own identity, and they have found it after that Week 3 loss. They've rattled off 4 in a row. Here we go on third down at the 28-yard line. Handoff up the gut, not going to be enough. Gets to about the 25. They need about 4 more.
Yeah, and it leads me to believe, right, the third and long call, when you see a run, they're probably either trying to set up a better field goal, but still at this level, from the 25-yard line, that's a hard field goal. So I imagine that they're setting it up for 4th down and trying to get their best play on the field here. And if they're going to throw it, this would be the time to do it. I'd look out for Jackson Paul or Brody Stack if they do go to the air. Number 13 and number 7, those are guys that have some catches on a year that, I think max is 16 catches for this team. So
Exactly.
look for those guys. They're tight ends, Brody Stack, Jackson Paul.
Here we go on 4th down. They do decide to throw. Got a man out there all by himself. It will be a 1st down and a whole lot more to the 15. Great call, Grant. You nailed it. It was Jack Gondik, that sophomore, coming in and picking up the 1st.
Really good call, and you'll see it right here. They're going to play action, and everyone's going to lose track of Gondik, and he's going to slip out to the flat. And then great blocking up front, and then he just ditches it out. Quick halfback cross screen, and they get exactly what they want. They get speed in space. Great block by the lineman out there. That's number 74, Mason Schumacher, the senior. It's exactly what you want to do. Great job by Howell converting in the low red.
Just the 21st pass thrown all season by the Highlanders. So what do? They go back to the ground, and how about the big push all the way down inside the 5?
Man, it's just, if you're Brighton, you had to get a stop on that 4th down, man, because you cannot allow these Highlanders to keep rolling. It's going to be outside of the tackle, inside between the guards. It's going to be the same thing over and over, and if you can't stop it and you know it's coming, it's going to be a long day. You're just going to feel like you're climbing up a hill or you're trying to get out of the lake and the water keeps going over your head. You're going to be drowning. So right now, Brighton's got to make a stop here and now.
And right now they are drowning. Howell just hammering them. Here comes Farron again. He picked up the 1st down last time. Gets maybe a couple yards. Going to be down to about the 2, I believe.
Yeah, good job. Backside defensive lineman John Finley, number 56, not giving up on the play. He was able to sneak through the line of scrimmage and get hands on the running back there. And if anything, you got to start by just getting hands on these guys. These guys are having some runs where they're not touched to the linebackers and sometimes even the 3rd level. So if these D-linemen can start getting some hands on these running backs, can slow them down and give those linebackers a better opportunity to tackle.
2nd down, goal to go from the 3. How about the bounce off and a touchdown? One more time. Deuces. It's Kish. Touchdown, Howell.
Bryce Kish. And man, I feel bad for the KLAA division because this kid's only a junior.
He's coming back.
He's coming right back, and he's probably going to be a little bit bigger and a little bit stronger. You can already see those guns. Look at the calves. Look at him. He's towering over his coaches. This is a big
6'4",
kid.
210 for your running back.
Yeah, and if you know football out there, that's Brandon Jacobs. That was
I was going to say it.
That's
yes.
the old New York Giants running back who looked like he should have be playing D lineman, but you see exactly why they got Bryce Kish in. He gets hit on the goal line and then just bounces off and finds his way for 6.
And they've got a group doing it this year, led by Kish, trying to replace Jones from a year ago, the guy that led them to that 11-0 record before falling to Hudsonville. Kick is up. Kick is through. And it's 14-0 now with 9:36 to play before the half. But, man, how do you stop a team when all they do is run, and then you got to stop this guy?
Yeah, and then watch the right side of this line of scrimmage wins the rep, and then being able to run through contact for Kish is what puts it in the end zone here. Really good job. And a decent job by the D lineman, 47 for this defense. Sullivan Haas just holding his line, but linebackers didn't flow fast enough. Kish finds a lane, and this guy right here, he's not going to be rejected. Bryce Kish, he was doing it at a high level last year when we watched him. Give him a year, give him more offseason training. He's doing it at an even higher level now.
His 14th touchdown of the year. And Grant, he's a big fella, but he can break away too. He's got a 48-yarder this year, so he can get loose as well. Hey, football fans, the action doesn't stop. After Friday Night Lights, keep it rolling with the State Champs High School Sports Show, covering all sports every Saturday morning at 10:30 on WDIV Local 4. So Howell has opened up a 14-0 lead on the home team. This kick's going to go through the end zone. Big boot there. The Brighton fans, we're standing here right above them. They're looking for something here.
Something to cheer about. And I'll tell you one thing. Howell coming in here and just establishing dominance, saying, hey, we're going to be the more physical team. We're going to keep our offense on the field. That's how you get rid of the crowd atmosphere. This is an electric atmosphere. I parked, at the next school district trying to get here. And
you parked at Howell.
Yeah, I parked at Howell. And Howell is taking this crowd right out of the game here early on. So look for Brighton to try to get an explosive play to bring a little bit of momentum, maybe even a spark back to this crowd.
So here comes Brighton, their second series. trying to get on the board, cut this lead in half. They got plenty of time to do it. 9:30 to play. They go to the air on first down. Slings it out to the right side. That's going to be a first down. Good job moving the ball. Dom DeGusta, the sophomore, picking up the first.
Good job there, and when you get free access on your receiver, meaning that cornerback's playing off, he's playing soft. When you have a free hitch route, take it, man. And Dom DeGusta, you need easy throws for a quarterback that's not necessarily in his starting role yet. Is he getting there? Yes, but he's taken over for the starting quarterback. So you got to give him easy throws that he can find and complete and build confidence. And right there, quick and easy hitch to the boundary. Good job by number 2, Braden Platt, bringing that one in.
Yeah. He had the sweep earlier in the game. Now he catches one through the air. New set of downs for the Bulldogs. Looking to put some points on the board. They go to the ground, and it's the other Dom. Dom to Dom. Nas up the middle. Picks up a good little chunk.
And if you're Brighton, you really just have to kind of copy what Howell's doing and stay ahead of the chains. And if you're Brighton, the main thing you want to do right now is try to give your defense a break. They're sitting on the bench, they're getting coached up, but they're tired, man. That Howell offense is running through them, around them, and just right by them. So if you're the Brighton offense, you have to play complementary football here, and you really got to try to get a drive going, maybe eat some clock up, but try to end with 3 or 7 and give your defense a little bit of a rest here.
Second down, 6 to go. DeGusta out of the shotgun, hands it off up the middle again. Nos nowhere to go this time. He's hit right at the line of scrimmage. And Grant, both coaches told us this game will be won in the trenches. You hear that coach speak all the time, but you got to control the line of scrimmage. And so far, it has been both sides of the ball, Howell getting it done.
Yes, and they had a good throw on first down, which moved the sticks. The next possession, they run the ball with Nos. He picked up a few good yards, but on that second down just there, they couldn't get any. So now you're forced with a 3rd down and 6. And some would say you're probably going to put the ball in your quarterback hands, Dom DeGusta. You just have to try to find something where he can excel and get an easy completion here.
Platt, the man in motion, comes up to the line. There's Nas. He stepped to the side. They throw it out to him. He's got the first, still on his feet, fights his way to the 45 before being thrown out of bounds.
And that's perfect. You don't have to throw post routes. You don't have to have guys running zig routes. Get your guys in space. Find different creative ways. And right there, it's simple and easy. Hey, Nos, let's just swing out, catch the football, and out leverage the defense. And he does just that. Really good call here by that Brighton staff.
First time we've seen that today. Little sling out, Dom to Dom, first down. 7:30 to play before the break. Brighton with the ball, wearing the black jerseys with the orange numbers. There's Nos. Had a little hole. It closed quickly, but that's a big gain, 6 yards.
Yeah, and a really good job. And D. Lyman got hands on him at that first level, but you could see the power and the determination by Nos there, just fighting through. And that's a really good run on first down. That's about 6-7 yards right there. It's setting up a 2nd down and 4. That's exactly where you want to be if you're the Brighton Bulldogs here, giving your quarterback a full menu to work with, quite frankly. Just letting him be able to be comfortable and not in 3rd and long or 2nd and long. Right here is right where the Brighton Bulldogs want to be.
The sophomore leads Livingston County in rushing yards. He had 1,245 coming into this game. He's obviously already picked up a bunch more today. 13 touchdowns as well. DeGusta to the air, had a man out there, and we're going to get a flag.
Good job there, and it looks like that was Ryan O'Day in coverage. And I just said, you don't got to run posts or go routes, but hey, if you get the penalty, run them all day, man. Really good job there, and just getting the flag. But really good job by Dom DeGusta putting that ball out there. If that ball's not thrown, refs may not see that. And a young quarterback sometimes isn't going to put the ball out there, but as you grow and you're taught, sometimes those balls that you throw, and they're not going to be completed, but if it causes a little bit of a disturbance in that secondary, you can sometimes get a PI call.
The Construction Association of Michigan provides a vast array of resources, services, information, and training to our diverse membership in Michigan's construction industry. Go to buildwithcam.com for more information. So the PI makes it a first down from the 32-yard line. DeGusta, little fake to the left, comes back right. He's going to run it. He's got a little room. He slides at the 25, and he was hit. Yeah, and here comes the flag. And we got a little pushing and shoving afterwards.
Hey, folks, these are rivals now. This is a highly contested game. These two teams don't love each other. They know what's at stake. But right there, the quarterback just, hey, I can do it myself. Really good pocket awareness, splitting that defense, getting a couple yards, and then drawing that flag.
And then drawing the flag afterward. And then you saw Brody stack out there. Guys getting into it a little bit. Good to see a little emotion here in a rivalry game.
Yeah, oh yeah. And right now, Brighton's doing exactly what they need to. Keep the ball moving. Getting a few free plays off of a PI, a late hit. You're just doing exactly what you need. You're giving your defense a rest. And look, your defense is already off their bench. They're on the sideline, close cheering you on. It's exactly the recipe that the Bulldogs needed to get back in this.
Well, hey, and one way to let the team back in, big-time penalties. Got the late hit, got the PI. That's 30 yards. They're moving down the field now, and they've got the ball inside the red zone now, just outside of the 10. Brighton in business for the first time tonight. Couple of men in motion. They're stacked now on the left. DeGusta hands it off to Dom Noss. Great shoestring tackle there, only allows a short game.
I didn't see who got pancaked, but the guy that got pancaked for Howell ended up really doing a good job of getting a hand on that running back Noss and slowing him down. I think that was number 16, maybe Ryan O'Day. I'm not sure, but some guy on the Howell defense got pancaked, but didn't give up on the play.
Stayed with it.
Yeah, grabbed the guy's leg, and then the rest of the help came. So good job by that guy. I think that was Ryan O'Day. I'm sorry, Ryan, if it wasn't you, brother.
And whoever it was, great job, fella. Hey, the clock is moving. Brighton can get a first down. 2nd and 5, they are at the 8. Need to get to a 3-yard line for a new set of downs. They'd like to find the paint. Might get it here. Noss, little stutter step. He's in there, just inside the pylon. Touchdown, Brighton.
Talk about a drive when they needed it right there. They get down to the low red after 2 penalties that helped them a little bit. They get down there and they're playing big boy football right back at the Highlanders. They go counter, condensed split. They go counter. They pull 2 guards, and then it's up to Dom Noss to figure out, do I cut inside or do I keep going outside? He does just the right thing, fouls his blockers, and gets 6. And we'll see it on the replay. But, man, what a great drive by the Bulldogs to get back in this game and get this crowd back alive.
And you can hear them. They're going nuts here in Brighton. Let's take another look at what you just described.
Yeah, so we're going to get 2 pullers and let it roll, Kev. We're going to get 2 pullers at the point of attack, and it's going to be up to Noss right here. Now, see, he beats the pullers, so he's got to be patient and then get back inside. He does just that. And then number 56 just leads the way. John Finley with the touchdown leading block, but not before the patience of Dom Noss to read the blocks and let him develop.
Yeah, great block there by Finley. You mentioned O'Day was going to knock him down before he hit the paint. No, sir, he got knocked out of there. Hey, power up your passion to a professional level by enrolling in one of Specs at LTU's 1-year media arts certificate programs. Broadcasting, digital media, and graphic design. Start today by logging on to ltu.edu/specs. So we've got 5:24 to play before the half. Howell has taken its time with its 2 touchdown drives. Let's see what they can do here. They got 5:24 to maybe find the end zone one more time. The Bulldogs have not been able to stop them yet. 2 for 2, finding the paint for Howell.
I got a feeling that the Howell Highlanders' game plan here is to use as much clock, get down to that low red, just a few seconds left, and score going into half. They don't want to give the Bulldogs the ball back here again after that good drive they just had.
Kick once again is a short one. It's going to be brought in just past the 20-yard line by number 20. That's Palmer Vandeven. Doesn't have much room to go, though. Meanwhile, Howell will have about 73 yards to go in 5:19 if they want to extend their lead back to a 2-possession game. Got to be impressed with the Brighton response, though. Here they are. They had a parade before the game. You got a full house. You got your crosstown rival, or, the next town over, coming in. Big-time rivalry. 52nd time these two have met. Got down 14-0, but that didn't stop it. 14-7 game here now just before the break. Nothing doing on first down for the Highlanders. Just kind of ran into a pile.
Hey, you see what a little bit of a complimentary football does. The offense has a little success, and the defense comes out in their first play. They don't allow any yards. That ball went right back essentially to the line of scrimmage. Really good job by the right side of that defensive line. Mason Grove and Sullivan Haas, number 47 and 99, doing their job and just holding ground, not giving up, not getting pushed back, holding ground, eating up double teams, and allowing those linebackers to flow and find that football.
So it'll bring 2nd and 10. Clock will become a factor here.
The rhythm is they go out, they go in. Now watch for that middle fullback to touch the football one of these reps here.
Hand off inside. That's a first down and a whole lot more. Look at the cut to get all the way up to the 48. Great job there, and that'll help them out on the time as far as the clock's concerned before the break.
Absolutely. Their game plan is they want to go west, east, they want to get you running this way, but then they come back north, right through the middle, and the defense is tired, and it hits quickly, so you're not really ready for it, and by the time you look and blink, number 26, Jack Gondike, the fullback, is already up on the safety. And they're going to need a few of those plays here on this drive. They're kind of battling the clock here, but when you get explosive plays like that, you're cooking with gas.
Big fullback has had a couple of big runs today so far, none bigger than that one. Here comes Deuces again. He'll take it to the 50.
They're going to hit you with the speed with the fullback, and it's a little bit backwards. Jack Gondike, he's their fullback, and fullbacks have the stereotype, hey, usually slower, stronger, faster, or not faster, but a little bit, meatheadish. Man, he's hitting that hole in the middle and getting gone, and Kish is kind of that strong, run through you. I'm waiting to see Kish unleash. I want to see his long speed.
And every single one of these guys does have that long speed. Gondik's another one. He's got a 47-yarder on the year, so they don't just 3 yards cloud at us, 6 yards or something. They can break it on you.
Yeah, sure can.
Under 3:30 to go now. Highlanders with it. Another inside handoff. That was the big fella again. This time he had nowhere to go.
And that was Brody Shannon, the linebacker, the junior linebacker, did a great job of reading his keys. Flows outside, sees Kish and Farron going to the left, but it's a quick hitter inside again. The one that they just got beat with for an explosive play. Linebacker Brody Shannon stays home and makes a great tackle.
And he's the guy that gets that done all the time. Leads Livingston County in tackles for loss. There's another big one right there. Brody Shannon, number 16 in black.
Big third down here if you're Brighton. Big opportunity to get your offense back on the field.
Barb under center. He's going to throw again. Got his man out there. Brought in by Christian Farron, but again, very short gain, if any, maybe a yard.
Yeah, I mean, a yard or two, but you crossed into enemy territory. Now it gives Brian Lewis and that staff a little bit more to think about, right? Our defense has been playing well up until that last drive. Maybe we try to push it. Is there enough time for them to put a drive together if they do get the football? We'll see what they decide here. It looks like he's talking to Preston Barb, the quarterback. So I got to envision they're either going to come up and try to get him to jump or go for it.
Or throw it one more time.
Yeah.
Fourth down is when they threw it last time.
I think he's going to call a timeout.
Yeah, 4th and 4 here. The clock is stopped. And we've got a timeout, and they can talk it over. Well, are you looking for a way to keep up with multiple high school football games on Friday night? Live look-ins with touchdowns and big plays all in one show every Friday night during the regular season at 7:30. Join hosts Sean Belesian and Rob Rubik. They're on right now on the State Champs YouTube page and Local 4 Plus. And that is a great way. You get to see games, Grant, from all over the state. I'd normally host that show. Shawnee and I did a little switcheroo this week alongside Rob Rubik. And, man, we've had games from the UP. We go up to Traverse City, all the way with you guys last week over East Kentwood and Hudsonville, all across the state. If you want to check out what's going on, if you're a D5 guy maybe, D6 guy, hey, how's Traverse City St. Francis looking this year? We get to show you on that show.
Log on and tune in. It's awesome, man. Seeing it from here right before we go to half. It's what you guys do. It's awesome, man. It's really it's the high school version of that NFL Red Zone that everyone loves. And when you want to keep tabs on everyone across the state, I mean, there's really no better spot than the show.
No better spot than on your couch in that lazy boy checking us out on Local 4 Plus. And if you're not in the Detroit area, check it out on our YouTube page as well. But if you're watching us, we appreciate it. Grant Perry and Ryan Slocum here. We've got a 4th down in the big rivalry game. Howell with the ball, looking to keep this drive alive. Handoff inside. Kish met, nowhere to go. Stopped short. Great job by the Bulldogs. They're going to take over with plenty of time before the break.
And I'm honestly surprised Howell came back and said we're going to go for it. They go inside to Jack Gondike, their fullback. which has had success on this drive. They had explosive play, and they had about a 5-yard gain on the second time. But the third time, hello, C.J. Sageman, this cornerback who knows it's going to be a run, so he's tucked up in the box somewhere close and tight, ready to make a fit. And watch this cornerback here make this tackle. This is a cornerback here. Watch him come finish it. Oh, I'm mistaken. Gondike came in last, and then number 8, I'm sorry, that's Lucas Stone, the senior linebacker, in on the tackle. C.J. Sageman came and cleaned it up with him.
So here comes Brighton. Dom going to the outside, trying to get the edge, gets brought down, but he does pick up 5.
And you see there, Brighton, they're trying to find different ways to get explosive plays going. They've been pretty vanilla offensively, where they're throwing it or running it. You get a little bit of that trick play type of feel there on that reverse. And really good tackle by the corner, Jack Spencer, or else that play would have got around the perimeter and got a few more yards. Number 11, Jack Spencer, with a good big play-saving tackle.
See what they got. Under 2 minutes to play now. 2nd and 5 from the 49. DeGusta gonna throw over the middle. Got a man wide open. Huge pickup and a lot more. Will they bring him down? Finally do at the 10-yard line, but they are in business. That was Edgeworth. Big time gain. Brighton looking to tie this thing up.
Man, we saw Dom DeGossa in that first quarter. You see it right here. He tried to hit the seam and missed it. But watch right here, that seam route. The corner and the safety just don't communicate. He's wide open. You see the linebacker trying to get back into coverage, but it's too late by then. The 6'5" Dylan Edgeworth is already on the move. And look at him making guys miss, getting the perimeter, and getting a little extra blocking out there by number 5, J-Mo Parcell. Really huge play there for the Bulldogs, putting them there right inside, I think, the 10-yard line with about a minute 30 left. Perfect execution here by the Bulldogs.
6'6", 225, Grant. And he can move down the field like Grant Perry, can he?
Yeah, he can. And I don't know what happened on the Howell defense there, but they just left the middle of the field wide open. And great job by Dom DeGussa. That's a throw where it's so open. Sometimes you leave it short, or you throw it over his head, but he puts it right on him in stride and allows Dylan Edgeworth, the big fella, the rumble and tumbler, to keep going.
And the future Grand Valley State Laker. You know we like that, Grant. Yeah, we're a fan of that. So that's good stuff there. Brighton in business. This crowd has come back to life. Their team has a $133 to try to punch it in here from the 10-yard line and even up this rivalry game before they head into the locker room. Tale of maybe 2 quarters here so far, Grant.
Yeah.
All Howell early. They jumped up 14-0 on their first 2 possessions. Could not be stopped running the ball. And now it's Brighton with the big chunk plays. And their super sophomores, Dom and Dom, getting it done here. Here's DeGusta. He's in the shotgun. Couple of men in motion. And they hand it to Nos. He's got plenty of room. Down inside the 5 to about the 3.
And good job there by Dom again, just following the blockers. Patient, doesn't want to get out front of those pulling linemen and just wants to kind of ride the wave until he sees those guys commit. Then he cuts inside and does a good job getting, really hard to get yards in the red zone. So him to get 7 there, that's pretty darn impressive.
They're going to mark it. Scoreboard says 4. Looks like it's at 3. Looks like it's at about the 4. The clock is still moving. It is just past 1 minute. Little misdirection. It's Nas. He's in there again. Touchdown, Brighton.
Dom Nas with the equalizer. And I was wondering, is Brighton going to be able to stay in this game? Are they going to find enough courage, enough momentum to bring themselves back? And boy, was I mistaken. These Bulldogs are right back in this thing, and they're fighting. And on the goal line, they're playing just as hard as football as Howell is, and they're running that rock to execution.
Yeah, these dogs got some bite, and they bite back. Just now an extra point away from tying it up. Kick is up. Kick is through. And with 47 ticks on the clock, we got us a brand new ball game,
Watch,
Brent.
these guys are going to pull. They're going to pull, and they're going to create new gaps on that right side. So what does the defense have to do? They have to relate, and they have to plug those gaps on that side. But it's too late by then, because look at the pressure and the width of the running back. He gets outside. Linebackers and linemen can't flow fast enough. He just finds a hole and takes it right in. And then you're not going to tackle Dom Nas with 3 yards of space and a goal line between the two of you. He is a hard man to take down, and that's Dom Nas with the equalizer right there.
That's Dom Nas right there, the sophomore with his 15th now touchdown of the year, and he has evened it up at 14 apiece before we head into the break.
And that's one where, if you're Brian Lewis and head coach over there for Howell, that's, you go to sleep at night and you think of those situations, right? 4th and 4, 3 yards, we're right at the 50. Do we go for it? Because if we go for it and get it, puts us in a great spot to go get another score before half. But if we don't, it gives Brighton the opportunity, and that's exactly what Brian Lewis, I can guarantee you, didn't want to happen. But you got to live with that. Those are situations that, as a coach, you take risks and you put trust in players. And that one came back to bite them and gave a little bit of momentum to this crowd.
This game is turned around. We keep mentioning the Doms, but, games won in the trenches, the line of scrimmage. Did you look at the size of the fellas for the Bulldogs up front?
Yeah,
6'4", 6'1", 6'3", 6'2". How about 6'7"? Over there at right tackle, Jack Carlson. Yeah, those guys will control it for you, and they have turned this game around a little bit.
Yeah, they've done a great job. It just seemed like the Highlanders, man, just had the answer, and you just couldn't figure out a way to stop them. But great job on defense, getting that 4th down stop. Tackle was by Sullivan Haas, and then the rest of the offense came back and played. So complimentary football is a game, the story of the night here tonight.
Seen nothing but short kicks so far from Brighton. Let's see if that happens again. This one a little bit deeper, and it's heading to the sideline. Will it get out of bounds? It does, so the flag is thrown. 50 seconds to go here before the break. We'll see what Howell decides to do. We told you, they got some game breakers. They got big old backs, but they have a big playability. Guys with 48 long for the year. 2 of them, Christian Farron and Bryce Kish, both broken 48-yard runs. And then Jack Gondik, he's broken a 47-yarder. Christian Green, another guy who has broken one. How about 75 yards for him? We'll see what they do here from the 35. Quarterback keeps it, and he loses yards. Preston Barb, nowhere to go.
Really good job there. Was that Preston Barb on the? Oh no, Preston Barb got tackled. Excuse me. Number 10 for the defense makes the tackle. That's Easton Faulkner. Really good job. It looked like it almost was a face mask, but he got right up in that shirt and that power. He's a big defensive end. He was able, only a sophomore too, but was able to bring down Preston Barb. Good job. And that was the first quarterback-driven run we've seen. So really good job of staying home and being ready for that.
Yeah, and he will run the ball as well. That's his 20th carry of the year. We'll see here. Handoff, inside, lots of room, 1st down. There is time left on the clock. We are under 10 ticks though. But a big time gain there, gets the ball right near the 50. And we've got a timeout on the field. Grant, what would you like to see here? With 7.9 on the clock, 14-14 game. I can't imagine anybody's going to air it out here.
Yeah, that's a good question. I think if you're Howell, I think you try to bust one more and see, hey, maybe we can, get down there. But then again, they don't have any timeouts, and then you wouldn't have a second play.
Hey, let's flash back to last year's district round. Guess what? These same 2 teams, Howell and Brighton, had a shootout. The Highlanders put up points early, but it was Brighton. They just kept coming. In the end, Howell held strong. They squeezed out the 35-33 victory, and that thriller pushed them on one step closer to a title run after winning that district championship. Yeah, Howell looking for a 4th straight win. They won both matchups last year, regular season, and the one we just talked about that you're still looking at right there. And then they won also in 2023. Looking to do it again. They got their work cut out for them. Final play before the half. And it's just a moving pile, and that'll do it. So, Grant, we go into the break. 14-14, great game so far as advertised. KLAA West title is on the line, and so far it's been pretty darn good. Howell went up 14-0. Now we are tied at 14. Let's head down to the field with Patty Cesarini.
Coach, offense really coming alive. 2 touchdowns from Dom Noss. Little help with a couple of penalties, but what were the adjustments from the first to the second quarter?
Just trying to finish out our blocks and make sure that we're covering up every head on the offensive and defensive line. So, kudos to them. They got out real fast. Our guys really stayed tough. Shows the leadership that we have in that locker room.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Thank you. Awesome.
Back up to you guys.
All right, appreciate it, Patty. As we said, we are tied at 14. Brand new ball game, all even. When we come back, we'll have the second half coming up right after this.
But the shock of the day to me is the upper left. Seriously. Grand Ledge at Detroit Catholic Center. When I saw that on our playlist for the week, I'm thinking, wow, that's Grand Ledge is going to be in for a tough Friday evening. But look at that. It's 14-7 right before the half, and Grand Ledge has the ball.
And I might add, that's at Detroit Catholic Central as well, that beautiful facility. That you had to have Grand Ledge make that road trip, and that's not an easy play with all those Shamrock fans in that beautiful stadium.
Yeah, Justin Sassante. You wonder, they are overlooking this team getting a week 9 where they have the Catholic League playoff, right? Don't they have for the championship?
Yeah.
So let's see here. Bottom right, I'm just looking. Anyone in the red zone? Grand Blank's approaching it in the upper right.
Cass is back again. Similar position they were just at.
Yeah.
Cass has already knocked off King. That was back on September 19th.
Ford Field's looking inviting. Maybe we could go there and see if Cass can finally finish a drive at Ford Field, because they were down here, as you said, Sean, earlier, could not get the touchdown. Let's take a big look at it here.
Look at Napoleon and Michigan Center right now. That 26-0 there. But as you mentioned, Rubes, I'm really intrigued at that game. Screen upper right, Davison and Grand Blanc. Boy, Grand Blanc just moving the ball at will right now.
Okay, and this, I can tell you, you look at the coaches, and I'm not sure if this is, Caleb Four. I'm watching his team, but we'll come back to that. Right here, Cass Tech with a chance to get on the board and try to catch King in this first half.
Big touchdown.
Did you see that?
Athletes, baby.
I played 7 years in the NFL. I never made a move like that in my life. I had no fast twitch. That's all about fast twitch there. I was fast, straight line. But I had no twitch like that kid right there.
You need a little bit of that wiggle today.
Oh,
you know how it is.
He made 3 people miss, and no one even touched him. Now Grand Blanc, because they're threatening here. They're in the red zone. Let's get a closer look. They don't.
Boy, that kid is slickery. He really is. You've seen him, a similar play, just in the few times that we jumped in, Rubes, you've seen that quarterback kind of slickery his way out of some would-be tackles.
2 of the best high school quarterbacks in the state of Michigan are in that game, because Jackson Dosh, who I think has been off by Western Michigan, he is in the Davison quarterback, and this young man here for Grand Blanc, I've heard nothing but great things about him. And you're seeing 2 kids that, when I say best high school quarterback, I'm not saying they're going to project to be the best college quarterback, but in a high school setting, they're tremendous.
Red zone here at Grand Blanc, into the end zone again. My goodness.
Little RPO, they faked the screen.
And that is a light show, for what it's worth. We were there last year. Do not adjust your screen, okay? That they're doing that to you on purpose, all right?
Oh, Michigan Center, the bottom left. The Cardinals having their way with the Pirates. Napoleon comes in, and it looks like, 26-0 already before that. Jackson TV, we love them. We get a game out of there every week. We opened up with them. We had Lumen Christi and Pontiac Prep Notre Dame.
Mm-hmm. That was a fun atmosphere. My goodness, we had a blast that night. 2 teams that like to put the offense out there. That's a shocker to me, though, Rubes. The right upper, wow. 27-3. Grand Blanc has opened up a 27-3 lead. There's still just under 9 minutes remaining in the second quarter.
Wow.
Wow.
That's incredible. Oh, John Watson will never let me hear the end of this. I sent emails, and Chucky too. I've sent emails, phone calls, text messages. Why is that not our game of the week? Well, you know what? I'm glad we got Howell and Brighton. Speaking of, that's halftime, I believe, though, right? It's 14 all at half with Howell and Brighton. That's going to be a day. We're going to follow that one.
No doubt. Of course, Ryan Slocum and Grant Perry, Patty Cesarini out there, the Game Time Live crew across the board. South Lyon East, Walled Lake Western. 2 teams that looking to punch their ticket into the playoff very, very soon. Always exciting, Rubes. I know you've been a part of that in years gone by. That Selection Sunday is such a fun day, isn't it?
You know, I always felt like I had so many friends around the state. Every coach I knew becomes, hey, Rubes, who are we going to get? I said, well, watch. Help our viewership. You know, they all wanted, trying to find out who they're going to play. I said, nowadays with Snooze to You, the website,
yeah,
that's about 98% pretty much before you could look at that before we actually announced the setting or pairings. But yeah, that was fun. That was a lot of information in an hour to get out. Did it with Mickey York for a while, Matt Shepard.
Yep, totally remember that.
Yeah, it was fun, but it was a day that was such a hectic day getting all that information prepared for that hour-long show.
All right, let's see if CC can do anything here. Not a lot of time left before half, to be sure, but as you said, 14-7. Rubes, I got to say it again. How was Grand Ledge going to respond? And it sounds like they took that adversity and responded very, very effectively.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Napoleon gets on the board.
Let's see if Drew Banta, quarterback for Detroit Catholic Central, his dad was a long snapper, I believe, for the Lions, Bradford Banta.
Bradford Banta, yeah. All right, we're keeping an eye on King. Let's see if King can have an answer with Cass Tech here. Lower screen. Take a look here. Rubes into the end zone, getting a big score there. So, yeah, so much going on around the great state of Michigan. This is why we love a thing like the score, because you know what? Guys, normally I'm sitting there with my phone kind of rifling through. I don't need to do that. I got it right up on my screen now.
Yeah, we're going to keep your eye on the upper left and the bottom right because CC's trying to get some late points here. They're going to air it out deep.
Did he catch that? My goodness. He caught that down at the 10-yard line.
Wow.
Are they going to be able to spike this? Let's see, can they spike it? They're going to start the clock in just a second.
I'm sure they spiked it, but here's a replay in the upper left. Banta going deep. And they get it on about the 11-yard line.
About the 11-yard line.
With 2 seconds. Now it says 4 seconds. So they're going to get an opportunity. I don't know if you try to kick the 3 here, take the points?
I would think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. So what would be about a 20, we'll call 26. It a 31-yard field goal. How's that? There's 16, I'm sorry.
That would be bad 26. Math. That's how that is, Sean.
26. Well,
I know you were told there'd be no math tonight, but there is.
I'm not real good at math. And I think I just proved that to everybody, as a matter of fact.
All right, bottom right. We got in the red zone here, Walled Lake trying to get on the board again before the half against South Lyon East. Little jet sweep.
Trying to take
that's
wide.
in. Yeah, he's got a convoy in front.
Good eyes to get in the end zone. And
nice job. Good job getting there. Producers paying attention on the big board. We got, for people who don't know, we watch here. So you'll see 1, you see the 2, you see the 4 box. But we got a 12 box off to our right where our producers watch, and they're trying to watch all these games and feed us, when one's getting in the red zone. And we're getting another look at that catch in the CC game on the left. I don't know if that was Sam Gash's son. Here, we're lining up for the field goal.
All right, so they're going to spot that at about the 17, so we'll call it a 27-yarder. How's that? About a 27-yard field goal. Field goal to go up 2 scores. Kick is up.
No good.
No good.
And it was blocked or shanked, one of the two, but no good.
That's a huge thing for Grand Ledger to only stay down 7 there, Rubes. That's a huge thing.
Coach Justin Sasante is going to earn his keep here. He needs to go into the second half.
Oh, isn't that awesome? Asking you.
Hey, there they are. Look at them.
That's what we're looking at.
There's a reason we have their heads turned, though.
Oof, you don't want to see those.
No, some of them, their wives, I don't know how they got them. But, no, basically, they're working. We just sit here, talk, and watch TV.
Yeah, no doubt.
My boss, Alan, look at him looking good. Alan's going to be leaving us, I'm sad to say, heading out west to San Diego.
Good luck in San Diego. Just an absolute beautiful part of the country. Hi, see, we're in Rube's front room, right? I mean, this is basically what we're doing. You think we're joking? We're sitting here enjoying ourselves tonight. We've got the screen right there. You can't see it, but when you're off of us, you'll see what we're seeing right there. That's what we're looking at.
I tell you, that King Cass game, I would like to look at the last, say, 10 years, 20 games. They usually play twice a year.
Yep.
See what the records are, betting against each other. They got to be pretty much 50-50. Maybe
it always seems.
I'd give Cass a little bit of the edge, maybe.
Last year, one of our Game Time Live games was at Cass. King beat them at Cass, if you recall, Rubes. And then Cass got their revenge. And Cass looking to go 2 for 2 this year because, again, they beat King 27-22 about a month ago. It was September 19th.
Okay, last time I did a Cass-King game, the quarterback for King was Dante Moore, and they beat Cass at Cass's Field right in the city. What a great place.
Yep.
I went there early. Some of the dads of Cass, they're like, when they found out I was a broadcast dude, they're like, come here, we're tailgating. So I got to eat, they had a sausage, hamburgers, hot dogs, brisket, and this stuff was so good. They smoked it. I almost didn't go into the game, and then when I did, I had a hard time making weight to get into the press box, and I put on about 10 pounds.
And I'll tell you the one magical thing about that field, and I'm sure you saw it right away, because I have to give credit to my broadcast partner, Grant Perry.
Magical?
Yeah, there ain't no way that's 100 yards. I'm going to leave it at that.
No.
There ain't no way that's 100 yards. Boy, look at what Clarkston doing. My goodness gracious, they are a machine.
Wow. Oh, I do see, I believe, Farmington got on the board.
Yeah, 46-7. Yeah, they are loaded.
And Grand Blanc, too. Look at this now.
Keeping an eye, I know my buddy Mike is reporting from the Walled Lake Western South Lion
Another
East
touchdown
game.
for Grand Blanc, bottom left.
We'll check. Boy, oh boy, another one?
You know, we wondered at Davison 7-0 if it was a misnomer because we had them early in the year against De La Salle. And they won, but De La Salle had a chance to win the game on a last-second field goal and missed it. It was a 40-yarder, 41. And I'm wondering then if Davison was for real. Then, you know, the conference is pretty weak. When you pull Davison and Grand Blanc out of the South. And this year, I think Mount Pleasant, Midland Dow in the North are the two good teams. But the conference is down overall in the Saginaw Valley. But that team right there, keep an eye on them. If you have a fantasy football draft for teams in the state playoffs, you may be one you want to take in your first round right there. They are loaded with.
Let's take a look at King.
Oh,
that ball comes loose.
He was past the line of scrimmage anyways.
Now they saying King fell on that? King fell on that. Yep.
But they're saying he fumbled it.
I think that's what they're saying.
I thought he was trying to throw it. I'm like, he was 2 yards past the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, let's see what the conversation is. I think they're saying that the ball came loose. What a huge break for the Crusaders. My goodness gracious.
King's hurrying here. Obviously, the time, we don't have the access to the clock, but I think the time's running down. They spiked the ball.
Yeah, spiked the. Let's take a look.
Oh, nice. Let's see here.
Take a look.
Keep an eye. He has the ball, steps up. See, I thought he was trying to throw it.
Yeah.
But
kind of an empty hand type of thing?
Yeah, he was throwing it. But as his arm came back, if the ball goes up in the air then that is a fumble.
All right.
So they killed it.
Farmington deep in their own territory. Boy, they're down 46-7. That nearly caught in the end zone for the Crusaders. That's Detroit King and Cass Tech as well. We'll check in with some scores in just a second. We always love to let you know what is going on when teams are in the red zone or something of interest. Grand Blanc has been in the end zone all night. Make no mistake about that. Walled Lake Western has opened up a 28-14 lead over South Lion East.
Getting back to that, King, 10 seconds in the upper right here. Let's go to Ford Field. With 10 seconds to go in the half. That's why King just spiked it. It's 14-13. Cass is leading with 10 seconds to go as King's going to gather the troops and talk this over, Sean.
This would be a huge score with only 2 seconds left. And more often than not, Rob, as you know, in games like this, they're saying we're going for points. We're not sending the kicker out there.
Well, but that's points. To me, this tells me they don't have a kicker more than because I got to believe in this situation when it's a 14-13 game. Points are the premium that Terrell Patrick, the head coach of the Crusaders, would take the 3 if he had a solid field goal team and field goal kicker.
Ford Field's going to be pretty packed in a couple days, as a matter of fact. I think it's okay to give a shout-out to your former team.
Yeah,
Lions hosting Monday Night Football. Hey,
I
man.
will be there.
Hey,
I will be there.
Rubes?
If you come down early, I host a show in the Bud Light Zone called Chalk Talk. And my alumni guest this week is Tony Scheffler.
I'm familiar with Tony Scheffler.
Former Western Michigan
Western
Bronco.
Michigan's finest, right?
Denver Bronco.
He's a Michigan guy
Here we go.
as
Top
well.
right, King and Cass.
All right,
Keep
should
me
be
on
the
task,
last
Sean.
play.
Keep me on task.
Last play of this first half. Oh, we can give a shout-out to the Lions. It's Monday Night Football. That's still a beautiful thing, Rubes. Guys like you and I grew up. Monday Night Football was Dandy Don and the halftime highlights with Howard Cosell.
Did my team make the highlights?
Absolutely.
Yeah, we got a 2 second. I know there's some confusion here. You see King getting ready. The Crusaders.
Should be the key operative word, the last play of this first half. Cass Tech up 14-13, going to the end zone.
And he got it.
50-50 ball.
Oh, no, he lost it.
They're saying Cass took it away, I think. Still no official word.
They're talking.
Still no official word. Look at the fight. Incomplete. How do you... I'm not sure you can call that incomplete,
No,
Mr.
You
Rubin.
either have to touchdown or point the other way.
Yeah, right.
But I think what they mean is they're giving it to no one. It's
Okay.
halftime. There's no time and a half.
Okay. All right,
Here's
let's
another
take a look at this replay.
I thought the King kid had it at
I
first.
did too. Let's
We'll
see. Hey, Rubes, I don't know what a catch is anymore. Calvin Johnson ruined it for me about 15 years ago, so I don't know what a catch is anymore. I got to be honest with you.
Yeah. Here, look at this. We're getting fancy.
Ooh, aren't you guys?
Look at this. Well,
okay, can you show it one more time? Boys, can I ask you to one more time? Watch. When he hits, there's the catch. When he hits the ground, that's a catch, right?
It looks like he has his hands on it, but so does the defender. Who has more is what they're trying to
Boy, I
judge.
think at that point in time.
Sean, this is like you and I fighting over that last wing earlier. Now, I have it initially right there. That's where I have the wing. And then you come in with both hands.
Yes.
And you take the wing away.
Well, what Watson brought that Cajun crust in. And so once I had that little seasoning, I was going to win that battle.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's a catch, Rubes.
I don't know. They have a better look than we did. They're right there.
Okay. Fantastic. And, Cass is going to take that all day. Okay, cool. Yeah. Incomplete. Yeah, we'll call it incomplete. That sounds great. So, Cass Tech up by 1. Again, just a reminder, about a month ago, they won 14-13. Here's a live look at some of the games going on. How about Notre Dame Prep? Now, that is a prolific offense. So, Marine City doing some work to limit Notre Dame Prep to only 14 points right now.
Who is that? Is it Sink? They have a Sink kid. They got number 7. He's about 6'3", wide out, about 205, and he is a dude. Every time we have him on here, he's getting a couple touchdowns. They're getting warmed up here to start the second half.
They score points. That's what they do. Davison trying to get back in this game, loading up over the middle. And that is complete, but Graham Blank's going to keep everything in front of them as they have built up this lead. No mistake about that. As a matter of fact, we're going to go back around and check in with some of our reporters. Why don't we check in with Mike Ivesil in South Lyon? What do you got, Mikey?
Welcome back to South Lyon East High School. We're at the half. The score is Walled Lake Western 28, South Lyon 14. The story of the first half was South Lyon's defense really shut down Donovan Triplett, holding him to only 32 yards and forcing him to fumble the ball once. However, quarterback David Krall has a 55-yard pass to Lavik Novik and a 72-yard pass to Jesse Sturdivant. The story of the second half is going to be, can Walled Lake Western get Donovan Triplett going, and can South Lyon East get their offense going? Back to you guys in the studio.
Hey, Rubes, that's a great point. I mean, you're talking about one of the state's best, a kid that's committed to going to Western Michigan, and they said, well, we're going to take him out of the game. And Walled Lake Western, the Warriors basically said, cool, we'll find somebody else to get it to. They have 28 at the half.
Yeah, Donovan Triplett's special now. Every week, one week, I think 5 touchdowns. We were doing one of these games that we were covering him. He's all over. But look at the Grand Blanc, 35-3 with 4:40 to go in a half. Davison trying to get some points here before the half. Just keep it from going to running clock. You get the first score of the second half by Grand Blanc. That's really going to get out of hand.
That was, I'm going to reiterate, that's one that I think a lot of people thought might make the case for the best game in the state. We're going out to another reporter right now. Why don't we check into Notre Dame Prep?
We got Brian Haynes out.
Hey guys, I'm here standing at Notre Dame Prep where the 5-2 Fighting Irish are taking on the 6-1 Marine City Mariners. Both offenses this season have been pretty electric, putting up multiple 50-point performances. So you'd anticipate a high-scoring game, but it hasn't really been the case so far. The score at halftime is 14-6 Fighting Irish. We're keeping an eye on senior quarterback Sam Stowe for Notre Dame Prep, who has 13 touchdown passes and a rushing touchdown up to this point so far. And if you're looking over at the Mariners side of things, we're looking at running back Jabin Holen, who up to this point has been leading the team in the rushing game. He had a week 2 where he had 178 rushing yards for 4 touchdowns in a single game. So far, the scoring has been kind of interesting back and forth. It started with a drive for the Marine City Mariners, but they ended up going 3 and out, and it was a fourth turnover on downs with a 4th down stop. And then after a few more scores, it ended up being 14-6 for the Irish. It should be an exciting second half. Back to you guys.
No, really looking forward to it. Appreciate that report. And, Rubes, I'm going to say it again. That's a prolific offense that right now not lighting it up. All right, why don't we throw it to Kadarius now at Ike to let us know what's going on with Ike.
I'm Kadarius Flowers, and I'm here at Cousino, where Ike is currently losing 14-30 to Lakeview. And with Lakeview, they have had one explosive back today who has 3 touchdowns. Dallas Harris, he has a kick return right before the half, and that's what put them up 30-14. The second half, in the second half, Eisenhower needs to play better defensively so they can get better offensively. Back to you.
All right, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Keeping an eye on that one. Notre Dame Prep, Marine City. Boyne City, Charlevoix. That's an intriguing game going on up there. 10-6, as you can see, up on our screen. I can't stress this to you enough, guys. You are seeing exactly what we're seeing. We're sitting in this replica of the Rubes Cottage and everything, but this is fantastic doing this on a Friday night.
Oh, there's a kick, Marine City with a little squib, and Notre Dame had to get back to get on it. They could be starting deep in their own end. Great job, the Mariners. I covered Marine City back in the 90s when I was doing for Pass and Fox, doing the state championships, and they used to run the peekaboo. And I say this every week, where they used to run the 3 backs all swinging their arms coming through.
Yeah,
it was hard to see who had the ball, and very deceptive offense. A little bit different now. They've kind of changed with the times as well.
Hey, I want to bring up Marine City for a second. 6 straight wins. They lost week 1, 6 straight wins. Doing a good job of holding this prolific offense in check right now. So this is an intriguing one, this one to me. Notre Dame Prep, and I love those unis. I love those Notre Dame Prep unis.
Yeah, I do
I'm not
too.
going to
the
lie.
bad part is we had the first game of the year against Lumen Christi. Guess what Lumen Christi's uniforms look like?
Oh,
exactly like that.
I remember.
Yeah.
Especially when it got darker, Rubes, it was tough to see some of those gold numbers. I'm not going to lie to you.
That's Herb Brogan. Boy, Davison trying to get a score here inside the 10-yard line, get into the red zone, and they throw a pick. Jackson Dosh throws an interception here, and Grand Blanc just too much speed at all.
Let's take another look here. Davison looks like they're going in, and was that a back foot throw? Yeah. Ill-advised.
You're not Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Jackson Dosh. Yeah, that's tough.
Boy, Grand Blanc just rolling right now. My goodness gracious.
We got some games coming back up. We got Boyne City and Charlevoix. The Raiders, they don't know how to spell in Charlevoix though. Too much time at the Venetian Festival. You know what I'm talking about, right? The Raiders are Rayders. So
maybe
unless it's a different Raider.
Maybe it's the sun rays that are plentiful up there. I don't know.
Welcome back to Game Time Live here on the State Champs Sports Network. Ryan Slocum alongside Grant Perry. We've got a great game in the KLAA Championship game. Howell and Brighton tied at 14. Patty Cesarini is on the sideline with head coach Brian Lewis.
Coach, a pair of touchdowns from Brighton to out the half. What defensive adjustments adjustments are you looking to make here?
Yeah, got to get lined up the right way. Got to communicate, and then we can't get those 15-yard penalties.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
Back to you guys.
Short and sweet. Appreciate it, Patty. We've got about a minute to play here before they kick off one more time for the third quarter. Bring in Grant Perry. Grant, we said it before we headed into the break. Tale of kind of two quarters. Howell dominant in the first couple of possessions. They go up 14-zip, but Brighton answers back with 14. What's your takeaway here in the tie game with just 24 minutes left to play?
Yeah, and I think you hit it right on the head. Howell came out. They're the visitors. Homecoming night here for the Brighton Bulldogs. So what does Howell have to do? They have to come out and set the tempo, and that's exactly what they did. They went down and scored twice before Brighton even considered getting into the red zone. But the thing about Brighton and tonight is they have this crowd, and this crowd can really help move the needle a little bit. And you saw it there on their last drive where they had 2 penalties. The crowd affected it a little bit, and it helped them. So if Brighton can find a way to keep this crowd in the game, get stops on third downs, and win first and second down so that third down for the Howell offense isn't short yardage, you're going to be in great position, and this should be an exact copy of the first half. It should be a great finish to this game.
Yeah, and we talked about the offensive and defensive lines. That's where this game is going to be won. You know who's a big winner already halfway through this? Helped his team score 14 straight. How about the big fella, number 77, Connor Fox? Just got homecoming king out here. What do you think about that, man?
That's impressive. You're the center on this Brighton offensive line, and you're getting halftime adjustments, but you got to leave a little early because you're the homecoming king. Connor Cox right there, the senior, getting a little crown before the game's over. That's awesome. I'm sure a crown and a brown jug would make him an even happier customer.
That would be a great night. Congratulations. You'll see him out there. He's the big man snapping it. Number 77 in black. Connor Cox is your homecoming king. We're about to kick this one off here for the third quarter. It will be Howell. You see them in the white. They'll kick it away. Ball falls off the tee, so we'll reset that. Number 34, Wilson Zimlich will do the kicking, starting linebacker as well. Talking to Coach going in before this game. This guy can do everything. He talked about how much he has stepped up. He's like, we got to get this dude on the McAfee show. What can you guys do to get this guy on Pat McAfee? He can kick. He kicks field goals. He punts. He plays a great outside linebacker. Help us out if you can. So, Pat, if you're out there, come up to Howell and pay a visit to Mr. Zimlich, number 34. What would you like to see out of Brighton? Probably the same as they've been doing. Yeah. 2 touchdowns, 15 now on the year for Dom out of the backfield.
Find creative ways to keep Dom Noss in the run game. Find ways to get those hard yards. But also, when you throw the football, you're doing a great job. Those 6'5" and 6'6" tight ends that are running down the seam. Find ways to get those guys incorporated and not become one-sided, where Howell can load the box and really prepare.
First play from scrimmage. It goes to Noss. Here he is, bouncing around. Great pickup on first down. That's going to be 7 or 8 yards.
Really good job there. And Coach Lemons is talking to Stripes. I think he wanted a little horse collar, but I think the defensive player grabbed the area, but then just tackled him with his body. But good hustle there. But Brody stacked the Davenport commit coming from the backside, but not before Dom Noss. And that right side of the line of scrimmage, John Finley, 56 and 52. Jack Carlson paved the way for a nice gain of about 7-6 there.
Second and short. Dom DeGusta, the quarterback, up the gut here. Going to be close to that first down line. If you're just joining us here on State Champs Game Time Live, the KLAA West title is on the line. Brighton is your home team. They control their own destiny. Both teams are 6-1, but Brighton is unbeaten in league play. So if they win, they are going on to that KLAA championship game. If Howell wins their 4th straight over their rival, then we got a little bit of a mess that needs to be cleaned up. Northville's in position as well. Will be a 3-way tie atop, and then playoff points will decide who moves on. First down and 10. Another run. Nice little pickup. And I'm no math wizard here, Grant, as you may already know, so I'm not sure how the points are going to play out. Howell believes if they win this game, they're going to have enough to move on to that championship game. but there'll be some laundry to get sorted out as far as that goes. But there will be a three-way tie atop if Howell does win this game.
And listen to Coach Lemons. It sounds like if Brighton wins outright, I think they have that automatic bid there. So a lot on the line here.
Whole lot on the line. Thank you so much for joining us. Only see it right here on the State Champs Sports Network. We're in the third, just over 10 minutes to play. Another handoff. Nothing doing this time. Once again, that Howell D-line doing a good job.
Yeah, Brody Stack again coming into this game, 17 tackles, 2.5 sacks. This kid's pretty physical. This is only his third year playing football, but he's a multi-sport athlete, so he's very capable, and he's really shown this coaching staff why. He's going on to the next level, going to play at Davenport next year, but he's really a rock on this defensive line at that defensive end position.
Yeah, third year playing, came over from Grand Blanc, who is putting the hurting on Davison right now as they approach halftime. He was a basketball player, decided to play some football, and he's doing a great job. He'll be moving on to the west side of Davenport. Slung through the air there on third, in and out of the hands, but we do have a whistle.
I think they might have got a timeout prior to the snap here.
And yep, you are correct. Timeout. First one taken to the half by the home team, so they won't have to kick it away. And we want to let you know that high school sports are back in action, so we ask you to pull those phones out and capture all the big moments on the field. Send us your clips at statechampsnetwork.com/fanvision or via all of our social medias. And you can go ahead and slide right into our DMs. We'd appreciate it. We got those fan visions all the time. We appreciate your support at maybe some of the games we're not covering across the state. Instagram, TikTok, we're all over. So after the timeout now, it's going to be 3rd and 6. Home team's got the ball. They answered with 14 to close the first half. Looking to take their first lead of the game, but they got to pick up another first down.
Big tight end in the slot here. Watch for this matchup. They've had success with the tight ends up the seam.
DeGusta's going to throw it. It's got a man over the middle. You nailed it. One more time. Finds the big fella over the middle. First down and a whole lot more into Howell territory.
Really good job by Dom DeGusta here, and you're going to get a seam release, and the safety, they're playing one high safety, so he's got to carry one guy, and Dom DeGusta just says, hey, I'll find the open guy, and he ends up finding the one that takes the middle of the field right there. Really good job, and I believe that was number 0.
Once again, Edgeworth.
Dylan Edgeworth. Really good job, and when you got 6'5" and 6'6", both running down the seam, it's pretty much pick your poison, and that's exactly what DeGusta did there.
Edgeworth had that big pickup in the first half, does it again here. That may be a horse collar. We'll see if any flag is thrown. It finally comes in late from the white hat from behind. And once again, that's really what ended up hurting Howell in the first half as well. On that big drive, had a pass interference, had a late hit. Huge yardage for Brighton, and they're going to get some more here.
Yeah, and on that drive that Brighton had, those 2 penalties came in the first half. Howell was doing a good job defensively, and they were keeping it in front of them, but those penalties really assisted. This time, Brighton's having a really good drive, and then these penalties are just adding on to the already good drive that they're having. And Coach Lemons, head coach for Brighton, wanted a horse collar about 2 plays ago on Brody Stack, ends up getting it on this drive, and now they're sitting here right in the fringe of the red zone with pretty much any play at their disposal.
Another huge pickup due to the hanky for Brighton. Down to the 27. They hand to the big fella again. Dom bounces outside, but he couldn't get the edge, brought down at the line.
Man, and talking about Zimlich, Wilson, number 34, kicks, punts, tackles, runs. Man, he just shot that gap there and gave that running back, Dom Nosh, nowhere to go. 34 is taught, hey, when you see those linemen blocked down, you read run, you got to trigger, man, and that's exactly what he did right there. Number 34, Wilson Zimlich with a great trigger to bring his guys to the party.
And Coach told us he stepped up more than anybody else on the team this year, filling in for what they lost last year from the team that started 11-0. He's got 46 tackles, 6 for loss coming into this game. Stops Dom right at the line, brings up 2nd and 10. Augusta over the air. That one was tipped. Once again, looking for one of his big tight ends over the middle.
Yeah, right there. They're just going to go a mesh concept. And when you get mesh, you usually have a shallow with another shallow, and then you have a sit route. So the quarterback goes, hey, I like my shallow, I don't. All right, then I have a sit right over the middle. And he put some really good speed on that one, but looks like Edgeworth just wasn't quite ready for it. And it's kind of like a car wash throw, as we call them. When he's throwing that thing across the middle, you get linebackers' hands going across it, safety's hands. That's a tough catch to make, but that's one that we know Dylan Edgeworth can go ahead and make.
The big tight end. We told you a couple of big plays. You just saw one of them, 6'6",
They're going
25, third and 10.
Big boys to the boundary over here. Watch out for something that way.
Looking to go left. Oh, we got a trick play. Little end around action. Nowhere to go. Huge loss. That was Kish in there along with Jack Spencer.
Bryce Kish playing that boundary linebacker. Sees and reads and reacts and comes all the way from the backside. And when you're running these reverses or these ends around, you have to kill the backside guy. That guy is the one that can kill the party. And you got to shut it off right where it starts, and they just don't shut down Bryce Kish. Bryce Kish doesn't give up on the play, does a great job chasing that thing down. And good tackle. It's close to another horse collar, but he gets it done and makes another tackle for loss, bringing up a huge fourth down here.
Looks like we're going to get another timeout. We got a man banged up there, limping around a little bit. We'll see what happened there. I thought maybe they were setting up for a field goal.
It looked like
he went down on one knee.
I believe number
but
2,
no.
Braden Plant is the one that went down. Hope he's okay.
Brady down on the sideline right at the 40-yard line. We will keep an eye on him. Well, we have a break in the action. I want to let you know that at Lawrence Technological University, your vision of competing in scholarship-level athletics can be your reality. LTU offers varsity sports for men and women while studying for a world-class undergraduate degree. Scholarships are available at LTURecruitYourself.com. So he's still down there around the 40-yard line, got his team huddled up, as you can see, around him. Limping a little bit as he was trying to come off the field. Another positive drive here for Brighton, but they have slowed down. Great play on that trick play. And Grant, how tough is that to do when the misdirections, things you don't always see maybe in high school ball? How tough is it, and what does that say about the defense to stay with it?
Yeah, really good job, but you have to be disciplined. The keys are staying home, right? You don't want to chase the play until you see it cross the line of scrimmage. So as defense, you have to be keyed in and situationally aware that, hey, this thing is coming around. Let me wait until it crosses the line, then go attack. And for Brighton, really good job of executing. Now, it didn't come out the way they wanted, but they had clean handoffs. That's a play that they definitely practice more so than other plays just because of how hard it is and the nuances and how many hands change with the ball.
Hey, did you know Howell has produced some great talent over the past few years in football? Bobby Kanka won our Hungry Howie's Anvil Award just last year, back in 2024. He is currently playing ball for Grant Perry's University of Michigan Wolverines. He made his collegiate debut against Central Michigan. Bobby comes from a football family. His father, Tom, played at the highest level for the Detroit Lions and those Pittsburgh Steelers. Got a brother out there on the field as well. The sophomore, another sophomore, Big Frank, number 8 out there. He's going to try to get a stop. 4th and 16. Brighton going for it. DeGusta looking left. Got a man out there. Launches it, but too far. About 5 yards too deep for his man at the 5-yard line. Big time. Stopped by Howell. They'll take over.
It looked like they were going double move on the perimeter, and looks like Howell was just ready for it. They had guys way over top of those receivers. They weren't fooled. They understood the situation. Hey, 4th and 10, 15, right? Let them catch it short. We'll come up and tackle. Did a great job of staying deep, keeping everything in front of them on that 4th down.
So it's a turnover on downs. First time we've seen that today. After about a 5-minute drive there by Brighton on the opening possession of the second half. Howell now touching the ball for the first time in the second half. We'll see what kind of adjustments they made coming out of the locker room. They were great to start. 2 touchdowns on their first 2 possessions. This right here is what they do. Keep the ball on the ground. It's Kish to the right, trying to turn the corner. Good job by him as he lowers his shoulder at the sideline, picks up 5.
Yeah, and that play, that could have had a lot more potential, but Jaden Sipanier right there, number 4, the safety, came down and played that edge pretty well and allowed his guys to flow. Now, they did pick up about 5 or 6 yards there, but that play had a lot more potential, and number 4 there, Jaden Sipanier, was able to shut it down before it gained more momentum.
First time we've seen that. All 3 of those big backs.
Yeah, they were running. I'd hate to be a guy trying to set the edge on that, man.
Here we go, 2nd and 4. Up the gut, fighting. Can't move the pile quite that much, just a pickup of 1. Let's get an injury update. Patty Cesarini has the info down on the sideline.
Yeah, as Brian Platt was coming off the field, he was dragging that right leg, really wincing. Looks like he's in a ton of pain. Trainers seem to be checking out the right side of his body, maybe a hip flexor. Again, these trainers can't tell me what's going on exactly, but I can tell you what I observed. I would be very surprised if he's come back in the game here. Back up to you guys.
Oh, that's unfortunate news. Appreciate it, Patty. The wide receiver for the Bulldogs. Number 2 on the sideline. Here's Kish. Explodes through that hole. Picks up the first.
And Howell, right where they want to be. 3rd down and about 2 to 3, and there's a pretty good chance you know who's going to get that football. Either Jack Gondike or Bryce Kish, number 22. And Bryce Kish showing his length, showing his ability to break tackles. And even if he only got 1 or 2 yards there, his height and his length allows him to fall forward. And you're going to see the play right here. Kish just going to get that football. Watch these guys lead block for him through the hole. And watch just his ability to run through contact, run through tackles, and then just fall forward. Like an extra 3-5 inches there, 3-4 feet. Good job by Bryce Kish.
His eyes widen up as he went through that hole. Here they go on the ground again. Nothing doing this time. Just runs into a wall and then kind of suplex back there.
That's a great job. And I believe Lucas Stone was in on that big slam of the running back. But the D-line, got to give them credit for slowing down the running back, not allowing him to get to that second level. And then the linebackers, Jack Stone and Josh Trapp, in on that tackle, number 28 and 8.
Linebackers doing a great job there. A pair of seniors you just talked about, and Stone and Trapp. Going to be 2nd and long now. 4:30 to play in the 3rd. Once again, the big fella. And he says, deuces. Kish to the crib. Touchdown. Howell.
You know, we've been wanting to see that long speed. We've seen it in between the tackles. We've seen him run through balance. And now watch him break through this hole. But just pay attention. This is going to hit off this right side, okay? That's where the eyes need to follow. But watch down here in this area. Watch the blocking by Howell down the field. Now, Kev, let it run and just watch these guys get man-on-man. Blocking, they're pushing back the D-line. Linemen are all the way blocking 10 yards downfield. And then you get Bryce Kish on a safety. Number 4, Jaden Sipanier. And, man, that's a hard guy to bring down. What do we say, 6'4", 6'5" out of that kid?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's going to be hard to bring him down in open space. And then we got a chance to see the long speed when he breaks that tackle. And that's how Howell exactly wanted that drive to go.
And you mentioned it before. You took the words right out of my mouth. That is Brandon Jacobs' size.
Yeah.
For those that remember, the big fella out of the backfield for the New York Football Giants. Kick is up, kick is through. And just like that, Howell back on top. They have not trailed in this game. They now have a 21-14 lead with 4:20 to play in the 3rd. And we told you it was just a matter of time, Grant, before one of these guys breaks one. They all have near 50-yarders on the year, and I think that was another 48-yarder.
Yeah, and my buddy Drake actually gave me another great example to Kish, and a little bit more accurate. 22, big running back, Derrick Henry.
Oh, my gosh.
More people will understand that reference.
More current, sure, as you could say. Yeah, the Heisman Trophy winner, Derrick Henry from Alabama. Hey, there's always help wanted when it comes to high school football game officials. Every year, over 1,000 new officials are needed. Officiating is a great way to stay in shape. You can stay close to the game and so much more. You can log on to MHSAA.com for more information. And a great job by our officials here today. They haven't been too busy, but when they have been big ones, as we talked about. 3 15-yarders have helped keep Brighton in this game. Let's see if they have a response here. Howell went back on top. Once again, Big Wilson with a big boot. That clears the end zone.
Heck of a kick.
So it'll be brought back out to the 20 for Brighton as they have been playing from behind so far today. Down 14-0 out of the gate, but that hasn't bothered them. Went into the break, tied all at 14. Got the ball first to start the 3rd quarter, but they were stopped on downs, and Howell punched right back. 21-14 here, a little over midway through the third. Grant Perry and Ryan Slocum, Patty Cesarini with you here on the State Champs Sports Network. Let's see what the Doms and Brighton have. Put it on the ground. That's Noss to the left. Short pickup, couldn't get the edge.
And got to give credit, Jack Spencer, not the biggest guy, didn't play a lot last year due to depth. They had guys that played the cornerback spot and played it at a high level. So the senior this year, Jack Spencer, steps in and makes a great tackle on the running back, Dom Noss. And Dom Noss, as you see on here, just a little slow to get up, and that is a big piece of this offense. So if he's not able to go or takes a few plays here, this Brighton offense, we're going to have to see what their identity turns into, because they run through number 3, Dom Noss, that guy right there.
Yeah, the big sophomore. Leads Livingston County in yards on the ground, 137 rushes for about 1,250 coming into this game. He's now the second starter coming off the field with a leg injury. He was able to walk off on his own, so hopefully he's just got a little bang up, needs a short break and can get back out there. Braden Platt, number 2, the wideout. 5'9", going to GVSU. That was the injury stoppage earlier on. He is still not on the field. 3 receivers now for Dom Augusta on the bottom of your screen, and we've got a whistle.
We're going to delay a game here. And you're going to see that from time to time. This is a sophomore quarterback, Dom Augusta, and he's in, his 5th or 6th start here. Quarterback number 1 for the Brighton Bulldogs, went down week 1. So sophomore has to step up, and with that, you're going to see growing pains. You're going to see pre-snap penalties, and that being one of them. Just not quite ready. You get a new running back in there, things kind of change. They just don't quite find their flow. They get a quick 5. So let's see if they can try to get some of that back here during a drive that they really need.
Coach Lemon's squad comes in winning 6 straight, and they can win the KLAA West with another win here today. Once again, same setup. 3 receivers to the bottom of your screen. That's where Dom's going over the middle, and the ball is dropped in and out of the hands. Had a good pickup there. Had some room to work with, but he couldn't hang on. Jaden Carpenter.
Yeah, and right there, Dom Augusta did a great job. He looked at Jaden, looked off him, looked outside, realized that the defense buzzed out, and then they came back, and Jaden Sipanier just couldn't quite catch it. And I've run into that problem many times. You understand, hey, if I catch this thing, I got a lot of green grass I can cut back. Right. He tries to run before he catches, and just got to catch it before you run.
So it brings up 3rd and 13. Brighton backed all the way up to their own 17-yard line after the delay of game. Augusta looking long, got a man out there. Just a hair too long. And that's going to bring up 4th down with 3:05 to go. Brighton's going to have to kick it from deep in their own territory. First time we've seen this today, Grant, where the field's going to get flipped here by Howell.
Yeah, a really good job on that last coverage snap by Drew Lynn, number 12. He's got 4 PBUs on the year. Didn't break that one up, but was in the way of that one getting completed. Did a great job. Started for this team at cornerback last year in 2024. He's getting some D3 attention, and you see why there with the great coverage on that long 3rd down rep.
Kick is up. Not a very long kick. Let's see if they get a friendly bounce. They do, but then the ball dies at the 44-yard line. That is where Howell will take over, looking to push this back to a 2-possession game.
This has got to be some of their best field position that they've started with tonight, Ryan. I mean, in enemy territory to begin with. The run game hasn't been stopped. If you're Howell right here, you can really turn the heat up on this crowd. You can take them out of it, and you can really put some doubt into those players across from your mind.
Absolutely, by far the best field position for either team here today. Howell takes over at the Brighton 44. We have seen a few passes from the Highlanders today, but once again, it's the guy who scored the last touchdown, and he's going to do it again. It's a repeat. Deuces, Kish, 1 play, touchdown Howell.
And that's how it usually goes, Ryan. They have a good half of running the football, right? You don't see any long runs. And then that second half comes around and you start seeing the wear and tear. They're breaking it down. And again, this run's hitting this side, but watch him come back all the way backside and cross the defense to where no one's at. And it's just bad tackling here by Brighton. Really good job. The vision, block, block, block. Great double team by 77 and 62. And then out the back door goes Bryce Kish. And then long speed, man. You see the wheels. He's not going to be stopped, not going to be denied. And as this game goes on, you're going to see more of that. Them taking that will away and making it harder for this Brighton team to tackle.
How about the vision of Kish as well? And he's so patient, kind of Le'Veon Bell-esque. He bounced over here, boom, waits, and then he's out of here.
Really impressive. He's following his blockers, and then the backside opens up, and he's finding it. That's his second time tonight. A lot of guys miss that. He found it twice in one night.
Another long touchdown by the junior, the big fella. 2 straight excellent runs to give his team, once again, a 14-point lead. This time 28-14. Only took one play with 2:46 to go here in the third. Howell dominant on the ground.
And if you're Brighton here, you got to find a way to have a good 2-minute drive here. I understand that there's a whole other quarter left, but time is not your friend. You got time, but you don't have time to waste. You got to make the most of this 2 minutes while you have it left in the third quarter. Try to get to that red zone, get a score here before that fourth quarter rolls around.
Well, they did it before, down 14-0 out of the gate to start this game. They bounced back, tied it up. Let's see what they have this time. Can they repeat as Bryce Kish, the 6'4 junior, just did? Another huge boot there. Wilson Zimlich. Another touchback. Came in with 27 touchbacks on the year. I don't know if this dude does anything. I think every single time he has put his foot on the ball, it's gone through the end zone.
That's impressive. I mean, to have as almost as many touchbacks as tackles, and you're the leading tackler on this team, man, they're not lying. This guy needs a visit from the McAfee man.
He does. And, you know, he's doing it on both sides of the ends of the field, too. And we do have a little bit of wind here today, about a 15-mile-per-hour wind. And he's kicked it through both end zones. The wind is not stopping him. Well, let's see what the Bulldogs have. Brighton needs to make something happen. Giving up a pair of touchdowns to open the second half just as they did in the first. But once again, Dom Noss with nowhere to go. Just great penetration by the Highlanders. Built the wall, wouldn't let them through it.
Yeah, really good job by that defensive line of straining, not getting pushed off the football, and allowing Drew Lynn, Wilson Zimlich to come through. And you see that crowd, they're fired up, man. And they're not even the home team here. This is the visitors all the way across on the other side, man. They got some energy. Highlanders putting it all to him right now.
I think our cameraman's going to need some hearing aids after that, too.
Or some help getting out of that section. I don't know if we'll make it out of there. That was some tight stuff.
They have a reason to be fired up. Their team up a couple of scores. Once again, Brighton loses yardage. Now 2nd and 13. And they're back on their own 17. That's where their last drive ended. DeAugusta throws it, and once again, in and out of the hands.
Almost an exact copy and paste of that last drive. And last drive, that was Jalen Sipaneer that dropped it. This time, it's the tight end, Brady Shelton, who's had a great day thus far. And he's just trying to run before he catches it. It's understandable. That time, he can feel the leverage he has on the perimeter. He's a big body with some long legs. He's looking to get ahead of the defense. But rule number 1, you got to catch that pill before you run with it.
No question. The big tight end, Brady, he's going to be playing just down the road in Ypsilanti. The big senior, 6'5", 235 tight end. One name we have not said so far today.
They are, again, big tight ends.
Parcell. See if Dom can get him in on the action. That's him right there. Had one mid on it, but J-Mo couldn't bring it in.
Yeah, J-Mo Parcell right there. Wins with outside leverage, does a good job. And that ball is just a little bit too much on a rope, a little bit more air to allow him to run under it. And there's a little bit better of a chance, and we'll see right here. Watch this outside release. You see just a ball right here from the quarterback. Quarterback vision here. Does a good job. Good drop. Good timing. Just needs a little bit of air for J-Mo. Number 5. He run under that one.
Great job by our production crew, as always. Right in the exact right spot as J-Mo tried to bring that in with one mitt. But again, the Bulldogs forced a punt for the second straight time. And this ball does take a little bit better of a Brighton bounce. Last drive started at about the 45. This one will as well, only on the other side. Howell took them one play to extend their lead to 14 on the last possession. They're going to look to do it again. That running game has been an absolute monster. Kish has been doing it all here in the second half, but it's not just him, Grant. We saw in the first half they got a couple of dudes that can get it done.
They do. Gondike is a guy that in between the tackles, he's their quick-hitting fullback that, really doesn't have the fullback title. Man, he runs fast. He's got good burst. So look out for 26 on this drive to have a couple runs.
Hand it off to the right side. And we got 22 dudes just doing the tush-push all together right there. But a good pickup, about 5 yards again.
Yeah, and if you're Howell here, you'd love another explosive play, but you don't need it. You can also just 3-4 yards and then just really work this clock and milk this thing down. You have that on your side. You have the athletes that have the explosive power. So just play within yourself, stay ahead of the chains here, and make Brighton tackle you, because they haven't these last two drives. Make them tackle you.
Howell has won 3 straight in this rivalry, including the district championship game 1 year ago. Looking to make it 4 straight and to get back to that KLAA championship. Here's Kish. One more time. They're just pushing. He gets across the first down marker. That's going to be a gain of 7. He is now up to 162 yards in this game, and he picked up about 100 of that on just his past couple carries.
Yeah, it's been impressive, man. And we got to see some of that strong running in between the tackles where he's breaking tackles in the first half. And we've said, hey, let's see some of that long speed. I wonder if he's going to have the opportunity to break it long. And boy, this second half, we've had a treat to watch 2 of them. And he's got the speed and the power, my friend.
Yeah, Christian Farron, another guy has been getting the ball. You mentioned Jack Gondik, the sophomore. Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They've been handling it to Mr. 22, and he almost broke free again that time. But once again, pick up a 4 on first.
Yeah, and again, like you said, Ryan, that backside almost opens up, and that happens when you're running the ball to the right side and those linebackers are trying to relate and run. They overrun it, which makes those holes on the backside look so open, and if the running back can see it, great.
Bryce Kish is taking over this game here in the third quarter. The clock has struck 0. We are about to head to the final stanza. It's 28-14, Howell over Brighton. We'll have the fourth quarter right after this.
Every high school sporting event in the state of Michigan has one thing in common: officials. Every game, every meet, every match. Without officials, there'd be no touchdowns, no three-pointers, no face-offs. Without officials, there'd be no games. Officiating is a great way to give back to your community and stay involved with the sports you love. And officials are needed now more than ever, because without officials, it's just practice.
What's more authentic than a Hungry Howie's Detroit-style pizza? Nothing. We're not playing around with the pizza of our birthplace. Thick crust, cheese to the edge, sauce on the top. Where it belongs. We've seen a lot of fakes out there. Not here. This is authentic Detroit-style pizza. Order yours now online for $12.99. We sauce the top and rep for the 313 everywhere. We do bold.
Hungry
Howie's. I'm Dave Peabody with Legacy Partners Insurance.
And I'm Debbie Stroh, your local Medicare expert, here to make your Medicare journey less confusing.
And best of all, our services are completely free. Visit us online today at legacypartnersins.com.
This is Detroit Lions coach Dan Campbell, and this is attorney Mark Bernstein. Both of these men are respected, but only one of them can get you money after an accident.
That's the Bernstein advantage.
1-800-CALL-SAM.
Welcome back to Game Time Live here on the State Champs Sports Network. We are heading into the fourth quarter. Home team has some work to do. Howell leads Brighton 28-14. They've been getting it done on the ground. Patty Cesarini has more on that.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Ryan. Coming into tonight's game, Howell, they have 2,000 yards rushing as a team and 31 rushing touchdowns, obviously led by Bryce Kish, who's also a vocal leader for this team as well. Now, Coach Lemons told me that a big key for his team tonight was going to be to control the line of scrimmage. We've seen them struggle with that so far throughout tonight's game, but he also said at the end of the day, we just need to be 1 point ahead, so let's see what this fourth quarter has in store for us. Back up to you guys.
Patty, you mentioned his name. He does it again. Bryce Kish breaking tackles and taking it to the house.
Unreal.
Deuces again, 34-14. Howell has a huge lead. I think, Patty, I might know who you're talking to after this game.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you.
It might be that man with the 22 on the front of his jersey.
Man, he might be working his way up onto the state champs top players list, man. This is crazy. It's over 200 yards now on the day.
And Grant, it's darn near the same thing every time. Kind of breaks through. Pile was going one direction, cuts back the other way. See ya.
Yep, and I think it's a lot of it is just this game is dwindling them down. Brighton seeing that clock dwindle down, and the tackling has just gotten a little bit worse each quarter as it's gone on.
Big fella might be running the 100 this spring as well. Waiting for the PAT. Once again, up and through. And just like that, one play into the fourth, Bryce Kish does it again.
Again, watch, it's hitting this side, and it's going to grind all the way back. Watch the defense. They're going to overflow too fast, bad tackling, and then missed gap assignments allows for this cutback. Really good job. And then, yeah, and you miss 2 tackles right there, and then it's out the back door, and it's 200-plus yards and a lot of touchdowns.
Yeah, how does this sound, Grant? 205 yards. 4 touchdowns on the day, 3 of which are coming 40-plus yards. Bryce Kish, the junior, making his mark on this game.
Putting the state on notice.
34-14 is our score. Just 11 seconds into this one. Bryce Kish, I want to know what he did, or what kind of Gatorade he had, what kind of power bar, whatever the heck he had. I'll take some of that for the ride home. Or maybe he'll take me home. Good grief. Another kick through the end zone.
Teach me.
And we want to let you know, speaking of food, Hungry Howie's, great partner of the State Champ Network, Mr. Football, and Anvil Awards. Hungry Howie's, famous for flavor. Order your pizza at hungryhowies.com. I think he had a Scooby snack or something.
Yeah, it's whatever it is, it's working, and they're going to have him eat it again next game. And coming into this game, they just wanted to establish the line of scrimmage. Coach Brian Lewis didn't say anything about having a 200-yard rusher, man, but they got it tonight. And it's taken away from how good Jack Gondike's been running, Christian Farron as well. Like these guys, this whole committee of running backs has been running really well, but Bryce Kish has been the one that's taken them to that next level.
Absolutely. Let's see if Brighton has an answer. They have not so far here in the second half. Dom DeAugusta going to sling it out there to the other Dom. That's Nas. We've seen that a couple of times here today. Picks up about 6-7 yards on first down.
Good job there. That was a hard throw. He had pressure in his face, and it looked like Dom was somewhat covered, but good ball there from the other Dom the quarterback, Dom DeAugusta, floating that thing over the defender's head and allowing his running back to catch it in stride and get a few yards on first down.
Sets up 2nd and 4. And Kish really has taken over what was a great game by the Doms so far. Dom Nas, couple of touchdowns here today. One of those great sophomores for the Bulldogs. Here he is, but he's going to run into trouble. Howell, gang tackles him. Going to be a loss again, knocks him back to almost the original line of scrimmage.
When you hear a coach say, hey, we want to have a party on the football, we want multiple hats in on the tackles, that's exactly why. You get 1 or 2 guys from that defensive line that allow the running back and force the running back to kind of string it out. He's losing ground to try to gain ground here. And then you just have everyone else say party on the football. It's a really good job. See, he's going to lose ground to gain ground. He's going to try to capture the edge, but these D linemen keep forcing and making him go flat. And that allows all these other players, that's on me, to follow and come in and make a tackle. Really good job there by that Howell D-line and those linebackers that fouled too.
Well, that about summed it up right there, Grant, because that's what happened on that play as well. Going to be 3rd and 8. They're back to the 22 after a loss of a couple. We got a whistle, and we have a flag once again. Going to be delay against the Bulldogs. So they're going to get backed up 3rd and 8, now 3rd and 13.
Yeah, and they've been having a good 5 weeks of winning. Find themselves down this week. Start to see the penalties creep in.
So they are in the same exact situation they were in on the other side of the field. 3rd and 13, back at their own 17. Augusta roll in the pocket, got a man out there. He's brought down. Let's see where they mark it. Needed to get to the 30. Gonna be a hair short, and that brings up 4th. Gonna be 4th and less than 1. You're down 3 touchdowns here, Grant. 10 minutes to play. Do you go or do you kick?
I think you got to go for it here. I mean, you're fighting for the brown jug. You still have 10 minutes left to fight in you. I mean, it's going to hurt you if you don't get it, but it's really going to hurt you if you don't at least try for it here. Put some trust in these players and see if you can't pick up a yard. And Bryce Kish was a little slow to get up here, so maybe attack his way. See if you can't get a few hard yards.
4th and less than 1. Full house, hand to the big fella. It looks like he may possibly have fallen across the 30. Howell thinks they got it. We'll see the spot.
It's going to be a close one.
They've got it right there, and the tip of the ball is on the 30, so it is a first down.
Gives
New
the crowd,
life, and they're still breathing. There are the Bulldogs.
Yeah, it gives the crowd some life and gives them something to cheer about. It's been a lot of the Bryce Kish show, and right here you're going to see Shelton just fighting hard for those yards, and it's not easy, man. In those trenches with guys like Jackson Paul, 13, and Frank Kanka, number 8, it's hard to pick up those yards in the middle.
D'Augusta throwing this time. Got a man out there. Going to be a first down across the 40. Bulldogs moving it. They need to move because we are just about to hit the 9-minute mark in this game. 9:20 on the clock as they move the chains.
Yeah, and right now, obviously, you got to assume the Brighton Bulldogs are going to be passing more here on this drive and from this point on. But as an offensive coordinator here for Brighton, you have to find ways to be creative. It can't all be drop back, because then you can just allow the defense to pin their ears, chase the quarterback, and also the coverage guys can just sit back and react to the football. So you got to find different ways, whether it's short passes that create long runs or some different screens to get that ball moving, but also give you a different look.
Here comes D'Augusta. Got a man coming after him. He slings it out there. First down and a whole lot more. Hits the sideline before being pushed out of bounds. That's going to be another first down. Biggest play of the day for the Bulldogs.
And they go right back to Jaden Siponier. And great job by number 4, two-way player. Plays safety on the defense, but plays receiver on offense. And they do a great job. They're going to go out route by him, and it's going to be deeper than that. But that's exactly the route he runs. He gets great leverage on the safety. And look at the camera angle. Great job by the state champs crew. And look at that ball. I mean, great ball in stride. And he gets a great block on the perimeter as well to free him up for some more yards. Big play, much needed for the Bulldogs.
We've seen it. The sophomore can put the ball through the air. They little inside handoff this time. Ball comes loose, but he was plenty down. We know D'Augusta can throw the ball. Came into the day with 902 yards on the year. The sophomore who missed the opener or had to get thrown into the opener after the starting quarterback went down. 10 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and he's got the Bulldogs moving right now. Second down, 10 to go after no gain. D'Augusta drops back, throws to the sideline, in and out of the hands of Dom Nass, but I believe he would have been out of bounds anyway.
Yeah, then that was a good location. I think he maybe, if he went dead leg, maybe could have had a foot in, but good ball because he puts it exactly where Drew Lynn can't get it. But great coverage there by Drew Lynn, staying nice and tight, not making it easy, and forcing an incompletion.
So that brings up 3rd and 10. 34-14 is our score. Howell has exploded here in the second half. It's been the Kish show. The Doms looking to answer. D'Augusta throwing to the sideline again. This time he has him. Great play. It's brought in, and finally, it's J-Mo making his first grab of the day.
And J-Mo Pearsall there with a great grab, and we're going to have to see what the yellow is. And Howell sent the pressure. I think they sent 6 guys, but Dom D'Augusta stood in the pocket and threw a beautiful football. Interested to see what this call is on. But I think it's moving in the favor of Brighton. So great football, understanding, hey, there's pressure in my face if I'm Dom D'Augusta. Go and throw it up. Great catch by the sophomore J-Mo Pearsall.
Yeah, he was a guy that was talked about a lot in our pre-game meetings with the coaches. And that's his first grab today. Comes at a great time. Midway through the 4th quarter here. His team needed it. Still no decision as we see the officials there. Great shot of them. Looks like we finally have something. Going to be a face mask against Howell. And let's take another look at the play.
And here we go. You're going to see the pressure that comes in Dom DeGusta's face. We'll see if we can see the face mask. It's a quick throw, so we probably won't. And then just look at the ball. Beautiful ball and great job. Late hands, and then look at the placement outside where the defender can't get it and only Jamel Persall can. That's a perfectly thrown football by the sophomore, Dom DeGusta. And a great catch by the sophomore, Jamel Persall.
Fingertip grab, and it's got Brighton now inside the 5. Let's see if they can find the paint. The throw going to be there at the feet, I believe, of Brian O'Day, the defender. So it'll be second down. Goal to go with under 8 to play now. They need 3 scores if they want to move on to that KLAA title game.
Man, I think he missed a read there. He had number 50, Quincy, Brignon there wide open. He tried to throw it to the seam, and he had Quincy wheeling up the sideline. Missed opportunity for the sophomore quarterback.
Hand it off, up the gut, and it's a touchdown. Dom Nas for the 3rd time today.
Man, when Dom Nas sees that green grass, it's really hard to deny him. Inside zone run, everyone's got to block a guy, and we got to win at the point of attack, and they do just that. And they get Dom Nas into the end zone, cut this lead to 14.
Dom Nas, he's been doing his job all day long. He does it one more time. Kick is up. Kick is through. So with under 8 to play, Brighton is not dead yet. It's 34-21.
And right here, in between the tackles, it's going to hit right in here, and Dom Nas is going to not be denied. He's going to see green grass. He's going to see the burst right here. Look at him burst right through contact. There wasn't a chance that he was not getting denied there. Really good run. Good job and good drive there by Brighton. You get a quick stop here. You get the ball back with some time left. Some opportunity to maybe mount a comeback.
The Construction Association of Michigan provides a vast array of resources, services, information, and training to our diverse membership in Michigan's construction industry. Go to buildwithcam.com for more information. What they do different, Grant, on that possession that maybe they hadn't done on the previous couple?
Yeah, well, I mean, they connected on a deep ball on the perimeter. We've seen the seam ball to the tight ends, and that's been working. But Howell's kind of shut that down since Brady, Shelton and Dylan Edgeworth have kind of taken that, from them. But right there, we see Jamel Persall come through with a nice catch on the perimeter that put them in the goal line situation. So them connecting on the perimeter, I think, is the difference on that drive. Really good throw, a 10-yard throw to Jaden Sipaneer, which then put them into the area. So really good job by Dom DeGusta.
We have the onside kick, and I believe it's going to be brought in by Brighton. Deflection right into the hands. Brighton's going to get this football.
Hey, don't call it a comeback.
Great job. That's Brody Shannon.
Brody Shannon stepped in at running back when Dom Nas went down. How about step up on special teams right here? You're going to see it bounce right off the the receiving team, and then in comes Shannon, man. Talk about being a player. I think that one went off of Gondike, number 26, Jack Gondike, the running back fullback that has had a great day today. Couldn't quite bring that one up. And then Shannon with the recovery when they need him most.
This is why you play till that clock hits 0. 8 minutes left for Brighton. They're down just 13. And here come the Bulldogs. After a 3rd touchdown of the day from Dom Nas, it's Dom DeGusta throwing over here to the bottom of the screen. Got his man, but not much room to move there. CJ Sageman was the receiver. We do have a flag at about the 50-yard line. Crowd went nuts over here for Brighton when that flag came down.
I think we're going to get a late hit. Oh, face mask, excuse me.
Another face mask. And Grant, I was going to talk about it. We've mentioned it a few times. That touchdown was helped out by another flag. Every single time Brighton has found the end zone today, it's come on some kind of 15-yard penalty.
It has. That's a great observation, Ryan. And you could see Coach Brian Lewis, he was on the field trying to argue the call a little bit, see what was going on. But anytime, like you said, Brighton's had success, it's come at the mercy of some errors by the defense of the Highlanders. So they got to clean it up, and I think they'll be just fine.
And Brighton is in business. Here's the sophomore. Slings it. That may have gotten tipped. Ball took a weird pattern there before hitting the ground. Clock stops with 7:31 to play.
I love the way that Dom DeGusta has been finding targets. He hasn't really been forcing throws to where you're like holding your breath when he's throwing the football. He's been putting the ball on guys with speed. And you saw the deep ball to Jamal Pearsall. He's able to hit that deep shot. So really good job. He's finding the guys intermediate. I want to see if he can find another deep shot on the perimeter to really speed up this drive and put them in really a dangerous position.
Don't forget about his two big tight ends.
Dom Noss there,
Edgeworth.
top of the screen.
Yep, they got Dom. Empty backfield. Goes over the middle. Looking for one of those guys, but the throw came up a little short.
That's a tight window. He's trying to fit that thing in between the safety, Drew Lynn, in between the linebacker there, Wilson Zimlich. It's a tight throw. That's one that you got to be on time with, but also the receiver has to be ready, eyes back, ready for contact. I think if you look to Dom Noss on that one, Dom Noss kind of floated off with a little option route, and he was pretty open. Kind of looked back at the quarterback like, Dom, I'm open, man. So we'll see if number 3 here gets involved in the pass game.
Yeah, he was once again going for Jaden Sipanier over the middle, came up just short. Here we go. The Doms are in the backfield. 3 receivers on the bottom of your screen. It's 3rd and long. That's where Dom's looking. Sideline. Got a man. Cuts back over the middle, and it's a huge pickup. Will he find the crib? He won't, but he's inside the 10. CJ Sageman. Big-time gain. And once again, Brighton threatening.
I mean, CJ Sageman, he's a starting cornerback on this defense for Brighton. But, man, this guy's got to see some more receiver rep. Watch this little out route, catches it, and then just turns it upfield. But it's the wheels that really caught me off guard. I mean, 11 CJ Sageman turned on the burners. Watch this. Boom. Running just past guys with no effort. Just zooming and almost breaks that tackle for 6. Really good job. And that's exactly how you help your team get back into this game.
Dom all by himself in the back, 5 wide. As they look to make it a 1-score game. Throwing the fade. Got a man back there. And it's incomplete, I believe. Yes, it is. He was caught it, but outside the end zone.
Sipanier there.
Sipanier.
He wants that one, man. We'll have to take a look at the feeder in and take a look here. Back of the end zone. Inside fade. Call it a chair route. Inside fade. High box fade. There's all a bunch of different types of names. The main goal, win your route. And he almost does that, but you can see that ball. No control.
And great job by Mark Flynn there on defense. Got his hand in there at the right time. He was juggling a little bit while the feet were still in bounds.
Yeah, really good job of not getting his eyes back, but also not affecting the receiver's path.
5 wide again. They hand it off. Nowhere to go except a whole slew of Highlanders bringing down Noss.
Jackson Paul in on that one, coming into this game with 19 tackles. Big body right here, number 13. He's a guy that they really like at tight end and also on this D-line. A lot of versatile big bodies for this Howell Highlanders team.
Yeah, Jackson Paul going to the Air Force, Grant. Going to play some ball out there.
He looks like a collegiate football player, man. He's built, he's strong, and play both ways. That's a good sign of a future collegiate athlete.
He makes things happen. 3 sacks on the year, 5 tackles for loss coming in. Let's see what they got on 3rd. And more great defense. Incredible job.
Really good job there by Drew Lynn, number 12. Looks like he's a little slow to get up, but we're going to see here, and it's going to be right here. He's covering the tight end right there. Does a great job. They run a little play action pass, and then it's out route. They've been running out routes with the tight ends all day, and Drew Lynn picks up on it, plays great defense, doesn't get in the way of the receiver too much, gets a hand around the body and a hand in front of that football. And he's a little slow to get up, but not before a great defensive rep.
Yeah, it looks like it's his knee there. He went to that knee right away when he hit the turf. Obviously, we didn't see exactly what happened, but he is on the sideline right now in a game where business has picked up here, Grant.
It has. Things have been getting tight. Onside kick successful, things you don't always see. I mean, this is for a division title, man. They're the Brown Jug. Things are going to get interesting here in these last 5 minutes, that's for sure.
And it's for bragging rights, for sure. Guys, you grew up in the next town over. You've known them since you were little kids. We'll see what happens here in the next 6 minutes. But before we do that, our next football Game Time Live is a Saturday special, a doubleheader. The CHSL Championships at Ford Field. Grant, Patty, and yours truly will be on the call for that one right here on the State Champs YouTube channel. And also, if you're in the Detroit area, check us out on Local 4 Plus. Speaking of 4, it's 4th down. goal to go. Dom Augusta steps up, has a man over the middle. He's got him. Touchdown! Once again, Brighton with new life. J-Mo.
Man. Great catch by J-Mo Pearsall, but Dom Augusta, pressure in his face, steps up, steps right around it, and then throws a BB low and away from the defender right to J-Mo Pearsall, where only he can catch it. When you throw it in the front of the goal line, it's got to be low. In the back, it's got to be high. Great job by Dom Augusta, stepping up. Sophomore, let me remind you, sophomore steps up and throws a huge ball to get this to a one-score game.
That ain't a sophomore, is it, Grant?
No, he's not playing like it. Watch this. Watch the pocket presence by the quarterback here. Pressure in his face. They're sending pressure. Steps up, doesn't panic, and then understands, hey, I got time to throw this, man. Steps right into it. Turns a double play right to J-Mo Pearsall. Pearsall with a great catch low and away from that defender.
And how about J-Mo? Another sophomore, by the way. How about him in this game? Hadn't said his name, finally made a catch on the previous possession down the sideline, and now he steps up, getting open in the end zone. And Grant, here's something huge. How about that missed extra point? It is 34-28, and a whole lot of time on that clock. A bunch of fives, 3 of them. 6 minutes still to go in this one. We talk about basketball, Grant, being a game of runs. This has been an incredible game of runs.
It has, and it just seems like Brighton has been able to buy and find time that doesn't exist. I mean, just a minute ago, they were down 3 scores with a quarter left. And now we have half a quarter left, and they're within 1 score, man. They've done exactly what they need to do. They've gone down, they've scored, they've taken advantage of the penalties by Howell, converted onside kicks, and we might get another one here. Let's see Mr. Slocum.
Well, it worked last time. Let's see if they can do it again.
He sure is aiming that way.
Weston Buckley kicks it, and we have it on the ground right at the 50. Looks like Howell has possession. They're fighting around down there. Howell does get it. That time there was no deflection. Right in the middle of that Bulldog's face. It was brought in by Howell.
I think Braden Smith was the one to collect that one, the Northwood commit. And that's not an easy one, man. When they're dribbling that thing, you're getting all those guys running, trying to headhunt you, and you got to focus on that football. So really good job by number 0, Braden Smith.
And Grant, this is where this Howell offense really comes into play. What do? They run, they run, they run, and they get that clock working. This is what they do right here. Let's see if it works out one more time. Keep that clock moving. How about this pile moving all the way near the first down marker? That's going to be a pickup of 8.
I mean, I thought for sure Bryce Kisher was going to come out of the pile somehow with another 40-yard run. But so good job by Brighton not allowing that to happen. But he also just got 8 yards on you, man. He's running hard, and this is exactly what they want to do. They're going to go 4-minute mode here, the Highlanders are, and they're going to take their time. Preston Barb's going to run to talk to Coach Brian Lewis, jog back in. He's going to look at the clock that's just right under the scoreboard. He's going to say, all right, guys, let's get to the line of scrimmage. We're going to hike this thing with about 5 or 6 seconds, and we're going to repeat that here until we win this football game.
Clock is moving. Down to 5:10. You could see Barb taking his time, hands it off. No first down this time. The ball, I believe, came out. Grant, did it come out? Brighton has it. No signal yet, but this Bulldogs crowd has gone nuts. The boys in black have gone nuts. And look who has it. Big 9-9 coming up with the ball. Mason Grove.
Let's check out this replay. They're going to give it to Kish. Again, they're just repeating exactly what they do. And let's see who gets a hand on this football. Who's going to be the lucky contestant to make this game get really interesting? And I think it might be the backside. It is. It's number 47. That's Solomon Haas, excuse me. Man, talk about not giving up and fighting and putting your head on the football. That's exactly what number 47, the junior, backside defensive end, Sullivan Haas, does right there. And he gives the Bulldogs life.
If you're just joining us, where have you been? You've missed a good one. Howell was up 34-14. Brighton scored, got the onside kick. Now picked up a fumble. It is a 6-point game in the rivalry with just under 5 to play.
Good play there by Brody Stack, getting his hands up. They're trying to find Dom Naus on the perimeter there, a little running back wheel, but the tall, the lengthy defensive end, number 7, Brody Stack in on that one.
Brody making his presence felt as he has done all day today. Big fella going to Davenport. Hoping to get the ball back for his Highlanders. Here's Dom DeGusta. He's looking long. Got a man down the sideline. Will there be a flag? Doesn't look like it. Ball uncatchable out there. Thrown just a hair too long. Looking for Quincy Gregan.
Yeah, and right there, just a little bit too outstretched. Ref's probably saying that's uncatchable, and there's been some throws where it's been right into the receiver's hands, and there's been some throws that have just been a little too shallow. And that one, again, I think if he gives his guy an opportunity outside away from the defender, 1, he could try to have an opportunity to catch it, or 2, he could try to draw a PI. That one just a little too far out in front of his receiver.
Well, Grant, it's the Bulldogs facing another 3rd and long. Going to be 3rd and 10.
Watch the out routes here. This is their thing. They'll streak it. Watch that.
And they have been money on 3rd down so far here in the 4th. The Doms have another one in them. DeGusta over the middle. Got his man in and out of the hands. C.J. Sageman, and he had room to run.
Yeah, they did, and they switch up. They don't go outs. They go cross face. They go over slant type of routes. And C.J. Sageman, we saw the speed on that red zone run he had earlier. That time he crossed the safety's face, just couldn't quite bring that one in.
C.J.'s played well as well, being out there.
4th down and 10.
Jaden Sipanier filling in for Platt. And they've done a great job getting their team back in it. But it is 4th and 10. Brighton on their own 39. Need to get near the 50. DeGusta. Got a man. Complete. First down. And the drive stays alive one more time.
Talk about being ready for the moment. Senior Sterling Brooks Jr., the 6'2". receiver catches the football, but we do have a yellow hanky. Let's check it out. Watch this right here. Beautiful timing. And look at the throw, the anticipation. And that throw, let me remind you, that throw came out before the receiver was turned.
I'll tell you what, Grant. The camera work here in this second half of this game is incredible. And I don't know, is Dom just throwing toward our cameras? That's where he needs to be. Our guys are right there on top of it every single time. Let's get the call here.
Hearing the late hit.
Oh, my gosh. Yep. Grant, here we go one more time.
And the rhythm has been when they get that 15-yarder, Ryan, they find a way to score. So, man, if anything stays true to how this game has flowed, Brighton is cooking with gas here with about 4:41 left to play.
It's happened on every single possession that Brighton has found the end zone. Another 15-yard penalty. That has been the Achilles heel for Howell today. Kept Brighton alive, and then they make plays. Let's see if Dom's got another one in him. Hands it to the other Dom. Up the middle, still on his feet. Going to be brought down, but a huge gain on first.
Man, you just got to give this Brighton team a lot of credit. Just when it seems like they've been going against this heavyweight that keeps swinging and getting them down, this Brighton team does not stop swinging back. Just when it seems like they're out, they're still in it, man. They find ways to keep themselves in the game, and some of that is due to the penalties of Howell, but man, they're succeeding and they're finding ways to convert on 3rd and 10, 4th and 10. Sitting here at the fringe of the red zone, interested to see where they go. Sageman, fast receiver, Sipanier right there. 2 viable slot options on this play.
Got a man in motion for Dom. Fakes the handoff to him. We've got a flag. And it looks like delay a game or a false start.
Yep, I think they're going to get a false start.
Yep, false start, so that'll back up Brighton. Maybe slow them down just a hair. We have crossed the 4-minute mark.
And if you're Brighton here, though, Ryan, you want to score and you want to do it and make sure that you're still in the game. You want to get this thing tied at 6 points, 6 more points. But you also don't want to give these Highlanders another opportunity to bust another long run. So you want to try to eat some of this clock. I like their approach 2 downs ago where they ran the football. Let's see if they get back to some of that along with throwing the football here.
2nd and long. Dom in motion, but he goes back the other way, and another dropped pass. After making a great play, Sterling Brooks Jr., this time, little bobble.
Yeah, little tunnel screen, short, easy completion to get your receiver in space, and right there, just couldn't quite grab it. We saw his hands on that 4th down and 10 conversion. We know he can catch the football. That time, a lot of things coming in his face. A lot of those linemen are chasing you out. I can see why he drops that one, but he's good for it. He'll come back.
We've got an officials timeout now. 3:45 to play. This one is heated up. Here's Bryce Kish with his third 40-plus yard touchdown run of the day. He's well over 200 yards. But on the last possession, ball punched out from behind. Brighton gets it, and now they have a chance to tie and take the lead. Howell beat Belleville in the 2024 KLAA championship game. It went down to the wire. Howell and Belleville trading blows all night long, but in the final minute, the Highlanders broke through, sealing the win and stunning the conference. A last-second finish that won't be forgotten anytime soon. That was a year ago. Howell knocking off Bryce Underwood and Belleville to win the KLAA championship. They're trying to get back to that game. They can do it with a win here, but here comes Howell. And again, in and out of the hand, C.J. Sageman. You know, if penalties are trouble, Grant, for Howell, the dropsies have gotten bright.
It has, and I'm getting my screen's falling off. Like, I'm getting the itch, man, over here. These receivers are having opportunities to make plays, and they've been making plays. Sageman's had some great plays. Sterling Brooks, 4th down conversion, but it's these simple catches that would put your team in such a great position in the red zone, and they're just not finding the help from the receivers. Dom DeGosta has got to find somebody. Maybe go back to one of these big tight ends, maybe a Dylan Edgeworth or a Brady Shelton. Those guys have been security blankets all game, but they're not on the field here right now.
These guys have been nails when it mattered. 4th down here, and again, just before the snap, we have a timeout for Brighton. They're going to talk about what they want to do here on 4th.
Lot to go over, a lot of yards to accomplish. Last time they found that quick comeback. Great timing by Dom DeGosta. He threw that ball with timing and accuracy to a spot, and he found Sterling Brooks. But you got to think, Highlanders have seen a few things there and now, so they're going to be prepared. Got to be creative for Brighton.
You being a receiver, tell me about that, because people at home are like, oh, hit your hands, you should catch it. This is a big-time game. Is it nerves? What do you think it is? And you got other guys in here who maybe aren't used to getting as many reps out there dropping the ball because of injury and things like that. Is it nerves? What do you think it is as far as these drops here in the 4th?
Nerves, and as you see, as we talk here, go ahead and take a look at the Brighton Bulldogs schedule right here. They're fighting right now, and they've been 6-1 up until this point, having a great season, looking to go 7-1 tonight. But as far as the drops go, I think it's a little bit of nerves, and some of these guys haven't necessarily been their main go-to guys. C.J. Sageman, starter on defense, wasn't listed as a starter on offense. Sterling Brooks wasn't listed as one of their main go-to guys, and they've kind of gotten away from Brady Shelton and Dylan Edgeworth, those big tight ends. So they're counting on these smaller skill positions that someone has to come up big from here.
Well, DeGosta has been big this entire quarter. Does he have one more rabbit to pull out of his hat? 4th and 9, all by himself, looking long and looking to the end zone. Got a man out there. The Willie Mays style catch couldn't be brought in, and Howell once again takes over on downs.
And that's a really tough catch. Really good ball, put it exactly where it had to be. You get your speedster, C.J. Sageman, on a safety corner type of body. You get him to win at the point of attack at the break. And that ball's over his head, but that ball travels over his left shoulder, but also when that ball travels over your head, it crosses your eyesight. So then it's hard to track it to your right hands, and we'll see it right here. Really good ball by Dom, and it's just a really tough catch. This has been an unreal catch by CJ, but watch the ball travel over his left shoulder, and then it crosses his eyesight, and that's where it really gets tricky, catching those footballs over your shoulder.
Here comes Howell, keeping on the ground as they do. Looking to put this game away. 3:30 to play in it. How impressed are you by the sophomore QB, though? He has been awesome in these balls that were dropped in that one there. Obviously a tough play. He has been on the money.
He has, and I think the thing that has been the most impressive thing to me is them being down 3 scores. You see a sophomore in there in a game that matters so much, not only to you, to this team, but to this crowd and this environment. He hasn't wavered. The show hasn't been too big for him. He hasn't throwing ropes, sticking in there, keeping his guys some confidence. I really like that about him. And only being a sophomore, but being in these types of games, I've played with guys that have been sophomores and have been played in these types of games. His future is going to be so bright, man. He's going to be so ready these next couple of years, leading at the helm, having been experienced and being in these big moments pays dividends for your future.
And once again, we tell you there's 8 sophomores, and we've been calling their names all night, and they've been the ones doing it here in the fourth quarter, making this comeback. The future is bright in Brighton, and they're a team I think we're gonna be doing a few of their games the next couple of years, Grant.
Yeah, that's very fair to say. I mean, Dom Nas running that rock for him, Dom Nagasta. These are names that we're going to keep hearing throughout the state and for years to come.
And they're not dead yet. 3:30 to play. They've been making it happen.
That was their last timeout, so they got to be smart here, and they got to try to limit as many yards as possible. But like you said, Ryan, this thing is far from over.
Far from over. They've been making it happen. The onside kick, then the fumble to make this a 6-point game at 34-28, 3:30 to go. A trip to the championship game is on the line. Inside handoff, still on his feet, and he might be out of here. Going to be caught this time, and that may be a good thing, Grant, but a huge pickup all the way down to the 20. And we haven't said his name in quite a while, but that's another sophomore, Jack Gondik, taking it all the way down there. Second half's been all Kish. Now, this time, Gondik gets you.
It's been Kish, and Kish is here, and Gondik is right there through the middle, and the Brighton defense just wasn't quite ready for it. Really good blocking. Low man wins, and once he gets to the line of scrimmage, they get great blocking on the linebackers, and he's out to that 3rd level, and thank goodness for Jaden Sipaneer, able to bring him down and give this Brighton Bulldog defense another chance.
Clock is now under 3 minutes. You see Preston Barb just letting that clock roll. Finally hands it off. Nowhere to go this time, maybe a gain of 2. But you said it, out of timeouts now, Grant. They can't stop this clock.
Out of timeouts. I mean, this next snap is going to be snapped somewhere around 2:10, 2:08. And then they're going to have 2 more downs to do the same thing. So if you can somehow manufacture a field goal attempt here and hopefully make them miss a field goal, you have some life. Not much, but you got some. But everything has to work in your favor on this next few plays.
2:20 to go. Highlanders just now getting up to the line. Number 10, quarterback, Barb. Looking at that official, gives him the signal for time. And there's the snap. Once again, up the gut. Not much there, but the clock continues to roll. Going to be 3rd down, 5 to go, but we're under 2 minutes to play.
And if Brighton can manufacture 2 more stops and force a field goal attempt, say they miss the field goal attempt, you have that ball somewhere around 30, 35 seconds to work with. So there's still some sliver of hope. Just got to stop these running backs from getting across that 1st down marker here.
3rd and 5 from the 17. Jack Gondik got him down there. We'll talk about him in a second. Oh, trouble with the snap. See if Barb got on it. I believe he did, but Gondik got down there. We haven't told his entire story. How crazy is this? After that loss, he started calling dudes out in practice, Grant. Should we take another look at the trouble snap there?
Yeah, trouble snap, and then linemen's pulling across the side, and thankfully they were able to get on it. But if you're Brighton, that's exactly what you wanted to happen.
But this is a sophomore, and he didn't want to lose anymore. He started calling dudes out. I want your job. I want your job. I can do better. Can you imagine a sophomore, Brother Rice, doing that? Or at U of M in Ann Arbor doing that? And he did it, and he beat everybody. He got on the field, and he's had some huge runs, including the one that got the Highlanders in winning position right here.
I had a chance to talk to Coach Brian Lewis about that before the game, and he said, man, I loved it. It kind of put a little bit of energy into our whole team. Like, man, these young kids, they're coming for our job. We got to all step our game up. So it really elevated everyone's play once he did that.
And not only talk the talk, he walked the walk. I mean, he's walking up to seniors and going, I'm better than you, I'm better than you, I'm better than you. And then he went and did it. Incredible job by the sophomore. But we do have a timeout. 6-point game, 40 seconds left to play. It's 4th and 5. Howell looking to win this game for the 4th straight time. Knocked him off twice last year. Then in 2023, looking to get back to the KLAA championship game. 41 seconds now is put on the clock.
You're going to see for Brighton, you're going to see a lot of those tall figures come on the field. Brady Shelton, Dylan Edgeworth. They're going to try to bring out their tall guys and try to make some magic happen on this field goal block.
They've had a lot of magic so far today. Let's see if they got one more in them. Wilson Jimlich. Mr. McAfee. He's watching. Wilson trying to put this one away. Kick is up. And it is good. Howell coming up huge. The guy Coach told us stepped up the most this year. Puts it through. And it's good for a 9-point lead with 37 and a half ticks on the clock.
That's how it's done right there. You get great execution from your fullback, Jack Gondike, to put you in a position to where you can put this game away. You almost give it back to him with that fumble, that missed snap, but you're lucky enough to get back on it. And then one of your most versatile players, Wilson Zimlich, number 34, leads the team in tackles, comes in and kicks that, what seems to be the game-ending field goal.
Incredible job by Mr. Wilson, knocking it through. And all he's done so far today is kick the ball through the end zone. He'll probably try to do that here one more time. And then Brighton will need a prayer with only 37 and a half seconds left in this one. Howell looking to send the folks home unhappy on homecoming. As we said, ball goes through the end zone. One last prayer for the Bulldogs, Grant. I don't know, you can't draw up a 9-point play. Well, what can you draw up to at least get them down in position to score here?
I don't know if it's so much drawing up plays, maybe think about players. And C.J. Sageman Jr., he's a guy that missed that opportunity in the end zone, but he also has had some explosive plays in between the numbers. Find a way to get him the football. He's got some speed. Look for Jaden Sipanier. He's been a guy that has trustworthy hands and has made some catches that has moved the chains. So think people, not players. Big tight end in here, right here. I expect them to try to get to him.
4 wide for Dom DeGusta through the hands of his big man. Went upstairs looking for Sterling Brooks, who has been active here in the 4th.
And they're going to just try to find chunks. You don't have timeouts. So as soon as you get a catch here, you got to get back on the ball as soon as possible. If you get a first down, it'll slow the clock for a second. But when those chains get set back up, then it's going to keep running. So if you're Brighton here, it's all gas and no brakes.
Like Jacob Fatu. Nice reference there by Mr. Perry. 2nd down, the end zone to go for Brighton. Down 37-28, 33.7 on the clock. Sageman is in motion. DeGusta looking over the middle again. He's got the big fella this time, but it's in and out of the hands. That once again was Brooks Jr.
And that's been kind of the story here in the second half is, they've been able to complete some plays and move the ball, but come to crunch time, there's just been a little too many drops by this receiving core. And it's balls that are very catchable. It's not really outstretched balls, it's balls that are maybe a little low, but balls that are you expect your receivers to make, and I'm sure they'll get that corrected as they move forward, but definitely some things that they can look back and say, hey, this is part of the reason why we didn't have that success at that point in the game.
3rd and 10. DeGusta with trips to his left. He's going to the right side. Got a man out there. It's JMO. That's a first. And he hits the sideline.
Yeah, good job. Good catch. And get that clock stopped. Allow your coach to get a play in. Allow that line to get up to the line of scrimmage. Still got to play fast as you're battling a 9-point lead with 23.9 seconds left.
Not much time for Brighton. They need a touchdown and a field goal, or they will lose to Howell for the 4th straight game. DeGusta Going high again, got his man. Right there, yard or two beyond the stick.
They got to hurry. They got him inbounds on that tackle. See the tempo here by Brighton, understanding this may be their last play.
That clock is moving. Well, now it is stopped. With 11 to go, referees are going to have a little conference. The Brighton fans and the team were saying stop it. He was out of bounds, but that clock kept moving. We'll see if we get an adjustment. Both these teams showing their resilience in this game. As we said, a game of runs. Howell goes up 14-0 out of the break, only to have Brighton come back and tie it 14 all at the half. And then it was a huge third quarter by Kish. Bryce with 3 touchdowns, a couple 50-yard touchdowns. We have been reset to 15 seconds. Only to have Brighton come back, but they may have run out of time. That clock is moving. Down to 10. Snap comes over the middle and it's picked off. That'll do it. Interception by Howell, and they are going to lock this game up. Alex Adam. First time we've said Double A's name today. Couldn't come at a better time. The game-winning interception.
Yeah, really good job by Alex Adam. Reading the seam route, just sitting under it and waiting for that ball to get thrown. He's got an interception on the year. Go ahead and add another one, this time being a game-clinching interception. And the Highlanders felt like a game of tag or chase, and Highlanders got out to an early lead, and they just couldn't. The Brighton Bulldogs just quite couldn't catch them. They had some great efforts to make it a game, but Highlanders just always were a little bit ahead of the Bulldogs here today.
The Fireflies have come out on the Howell sideline. They take a knee, and that will do it. Howell knocks off Brighton in Brighton, 37-28. We believe they will be heading to the KLAA Championship. We'll be back to wrap this one up right after this.
What's more authentic than a Hungry Howie's Detroit-style pizza? Nothing. We're not playing around with the pizza of our birthplace. Thick crust, cheese to the edge, sauce on the top. Where it belongs. We've seen a lot of fakes out there. Not here. This is authentic Detroit-style pizza. Order yours now online for $12.99. We sauce the top and rep for the 313 everywhere. We do bold. Hungry Howie's.
Every stat they ever have.
Welcome back to Game Time Live here on the State Champs Sports Network. It is Brighton falling to their arch rival Howell for the 4th straight game, and it's the Highlanders. They believe they have their way and their path to the KLAA Championship game for the 2nd year in a row. Patty Cesarini's on the sideline, and she has the player of the game.
Brighton, 4 touchdowns for you tonight. Now your team is built on the run game. Allowed yourself to be so tonight's game.
Really just knowing all the hard work we put in. I mean, you can't leave it up to anything else. There's no chance. Knowing you work your butt off all week for a rivalry game like this, I mean, I wouldn't have it any other way. I trusted my linemen with my heart. I mean, those guys are unbelievable.
And how much did you trust your defense down the stretch?
Oh, our defense is on another level this year. So just like I said, in practice, just the way they practiced, I mean, you can't have any doubt in a team that practices the way we practice. So I have 1,000% trust in our guys.
And this was your 4th straight win against Brighton, and you guys are going home with the little brown jug. What does that thing mean to you guys into this rivalry?
I mean, it's the world. It means everything. I mean, you look forward to some games in the Heartland and whatnot, but I mean, this is it right here. Especially for a championship, this is it right here.
Well, congratulations. Go and enjoy it.
Very much. Thank you.
Back up to you guys.
PJ to Patty, how about 215 yards in a rivalry game to get the jug and to send you back to the championship?
Man, that's the type of day that you know you'll remember for the rest of your life. But a lot of these fans that have got to witness it will remember. They'll remember that 200-yard day, 4-touchdown performance from Bryce Kish. And not only was he fast, strong, and powerful, but he really led this team from snap one.
Well, Grant, appreciate you letting me do this with you this week,
it's
my
a pleasure,
friend.
Ryan.
It's been a minute. Glad to be back. Glad you all could join us right here on the State Champs Sports Network. For Grant Perry, I'm Ryan Slocum and Patty Cesarina and our entire crew. They did a great job with the cameras tonight. Howell is victorious again, knocking off Brighton. We'll see you right here next week for those Catholic League Championship games.
State Champs Game Time Live is delivered by Hungry Howie's Pizza and also presented by Lawrence Technological University, the Construction Association of Michigan, Legacy Partners Insurance, the Sam Bernstein Law Firm, and the Michigan High School Athletic Association.